live from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. Welcome to the Zappos.com Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon.
Welcome, everybody, to the 2012 Rock and Roll Marathon. We're doing some special coverage tonight.
Shauna Khorrami, and I'm Cale Ramaker, and in case you couldn't tell, it is very, very windy. This is a 52-year tradition in Clark County, and we are very pleased to have our expert next to us, Suzy Hamilton, a three-time Olympian, 92, 96, 2000, a Wisconsin girl.
That's right.
Enjoying these balmy temperatures.
Oh my gosh, can you believe these winds? I mean, it just started picking up for the half runners. Our marathons got out without the wind, but now it's really picking up. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, and you know, we know that the full marathon actually started just around 3 o'clock. We've actually got some video for you folks at home of the start, because you know the football game was happening during the actual start. So let's take a look at that video. And right now we know that Jonathan Dembuki, I hope I said that right, from Kenya, is in the lead.
And what we're looking at here is actually, obviously, this is sped up. This is the route, actually, of the half marathon, which Shauna mentioned. The full marathon started at 3. The half marathon, they just started their first wave, Suzy, at 4:30. This is a different route this year, and one of the nice things about running in Las Vegas is, as you can see, almost the whole course is very flat.
Right, and I know
very flat.
It's very flat, so we're going to hopefully see fast times, but now with this wind picking up, everything's going to change. It's not about time. It's just about winning.
We should tell people that we actually have a wind advisory for Clark County right now. Wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour at McCarran International Airport, just down the road, and sustained winds of 15 to 30 miles an hour. When we filmed this, it was picture-perfect conditions, Suzy, but talk about running into a wind that's 15 to 30 miles an hour sustained.
Well, a lot of these elite runners are just, you know, they're pencil thin. They don't have a lot of meat on their bones, so the wind is really going to force them back and hold them back from running the fast times. The good thing is it's going to be for everybody. It's not going to affect one runner. It affects everybody. But the best strategy is find the biggest guy. Like, I would be running behind you because you would block that wind.
Oh,
you wouldn't be going very far. I couldn't get very far, but smart idea, right? So that you might actually see some of that strategy out there.
Yeah, unfortunately for the elite runners, they can't do that. They need to be in the lead running into that wind. But if you're a recreational runner out there enjoying this, run behind somebody, tuck in, enjoy it.
Try to stay safe when you're out there. You know, another guy who's happened to deal with these winds is our own Ken Smith. He is up in Chopper 8. Have you been tossed around yet, Ken?
Yeah, we've been being tossed around up here just a bit here this afternoon, and we're going to take a look down below us and watch more and more of the half marathon runners. It's amazing. Some of the runners that first started in some of the earlier corrals are already on the other side passing the starting line, and yet there's still plenty of more people that are just getting ready to take off for the beginning of the half marathon. That's just how many people, kind of gives you an idea of how many people that are actually down here this afternoon. I'm kind of pulling up the shot here from Chopper 8 to kind of give you a perspective. Just an immense amount of people that are still waiting, literally all corralled in there here on northbound Las Vegas Boulevard. It starts way back before Four Seasons Drive, almost back to Mandalay Bay Road, and it continues all the way up here to the start line right across the street from Mandalay Bay. Traffic-wise, though, as you can imagine, the poor folks trying to get in and out of this area have been having a rough time again this year. It's still a lot better than it was last year. Last year was much worse, but still, this kind of gives you a perspective of what we're dealing with, at least in terms of traffic. This is going to be Russell Road right near Interstate 15 and Frank Sinatra Drive. Frank Sinatra Drive is open, but just trying to get there. A lot of folks trying to get into the Strip hotels. You can see where it just snakes around these heavy delays of gridlock traffic. Folks have been reporting delays of at least 1 hour just trying to get into this area. So you definitely, if you don't have to be down here at this point, you might want to avoid Russell Road. All the major thoroughfares trying to cross over Las Vegas Boulevard are completely shut down. Your best bet is to obviously use the DI Super Arterial that runs underneath Las Vegas Boulevard. That is wide open and looking good. But look at the sea of runners there, Cale and Shauna, as we toss it back to you. Just incredible from my vantage point up here in Chopper 8.
Beautiful.
You know, this is both of our first experience here at the Rock and Roll Marathon, and I got to tell you, the energy out here is just incredible. And looking at it from your view, even more incredible.
It's, you know, as we come back here to the stage and we look at these runners, Suzy, you look around, you see the sunset, you see the clouds, you see all of the neon lights. It's really kind of a special time of the night to be starting the run out here. You kind of get chills looking around at everything.
This is the world's largest night marathon. I believe we're the only night marathon, so it really adds a whole new dimension to running. And what's interesting is with the half marathon happening right now, the runners took off really quick. Their first mile was in about 5:30.
Okay.
And now
there it is now. We're actually taking a look at them take off for the half marathon. That's the start right there.
You can see it's a huge pack, but this first mile that they ran ends up being about 5:30. So
what does that tell you about? You're talking about the first mile time.
Right.
What is that?
With these wins, that's amazing. And I got an update that they're continuing to pick up the pace.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's talk about the start line, and that's down right by the Mandalay Bay, also where they had the finish line. But this year we've moved up near the Mirage, but the start line's still down by Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, and our own Scott Bemis is actually at Mandalay Bay with another corral of half marathoners about to head out, right, Scott?
Yeah, in fact, they're moving pretty quick down here at the start line. I'm about 200 feet back from where they're actually running through to get this thing underway. They've already gotten to corral 14, probably about 1,000 runners in each one of these corrals. They're moving very quickly, about 45 seconds between corrals. You've seen all kinds of costumes already. You've seen somebody dressed as a banana, I've seen somebody dressed as some old wrestlers, all kinds of interesting things going on. Let's talk to a couple. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Chicago. Why'd you decide to run the marathon?
I've done this 4 years in a row now, so keep coming back.
What's your goal today?
Just have fun.
Yep. How about you guys? Where are you from?
Henderson, Nevada.
Henderson, so you didn't come far for the marathon. What's going on in your stomach right now? Butterflies?
I'm excited. I'm going for a record, so I'm excited.
Oh, going for a personal best. All right, cool. Well, I'm so excited. I'm thinking about maybe just going and running with Corral 14 here because there is a lot of energy down here. One good thing for these guys is they won't have to run into the wind too long. They're going into the wind right at the start, but then they'll, of course, will make a little U-turn as they come back by Mandalay Bay, and then they'll have that wind behind them, which I'm sure they'll appreciate, guys.
All right, Scott Bemis at the start line. Scott, thank you very much. And then, obviously, we want to get to the finish line, which is what we expect probably in about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less.
Yep.
The first marathon runners will be coming across.
That's right. We know right now Jonathan Dambuki of Kenya is actually still in the lead by about 30 seconds is what we heard last.
Yes, still in the lead, looking strong. I mean, nobody in contention to beat him, so hopefully he can maintain that.
All right.
Well, let's get down to the finish line. Sports Director Chris Matthews is standing by where the runners will be coming across and the medals will be handed out.
That's right. Thank you very much, guys. This place is going to be jam-packed in a little while when all those 32,000 start making their way across that finish line. So it'll be a lot of fun. But I'm going to point this out because every runner is going to get one of these real nice medals. Every single runner. Look at all these medals here. You got every runner in the race is going to get a nice medal. If you ran the half marathon, you get this white lace. If you run a full marathon, you get a red lace medal. It's going to be real nice. Allison Humbert is on the staff here at the Rock and Roll Marathon, and there's something very special for 10 people involving these medals. Tell me about that.
Yes, we have 10 special gold medals. So 10 runners will receive that when they cross the finish line, and they will win $1,000. So a special incentive for the runners. 10 lucky people will win it big when they cross the finish line.
And it doesn't matter your time. It's just a luck of the draw. You're a lucky one of those 10, almost like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, definitely. It's just random timing. So some people will get very lucky when they cross the finish line in Vegas.
All right, thank you very much, Allison. So out here, this is a lot of fun, the Rock and Roll Marathon. Just another bit of the action out here is these medals. Somebody is going to win. 10 people are going to win $1,000 just for picking up a gold medal. Of course, we're going to run down to that finish line and check out the first marathoner as he crosses the finish line here at the Rock and Roll Marathon in between the Mirage and Harrah's. Cale, Shauna, back to you guys.
Chris, thank you so much.
All right. Well, I think it's about time to head over to Sherry Swensk. She's actually out at the Brooklyn Bridge at New York, New York. She's a pro at this. She gets to watch couples who are actually running the marathon and half marathon either renew their vows
Or either getting ready to say I do.
I mean, how cool is that? What a unique experience.
Say, I do again for the second time around. And that's the run-through wedding chapel, which has become quite a tradition here for the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. And this is the spot where they're going to have their vows and say their I do's. And gathering here along the on the Brooklyn Bridge, lots of family and friends from
Texas, Houston, Texas.
Woo! Where are you from?
Tennessee, Kingsport, Tennessee.
Tennessee. And where are you from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona. And some of these folks have been married actually for quite a while. Your friends have been married for how long?
7 years.
7 years, and they're ready to do it all over again?
Yes, they are. Lucky number 7. This is their anniversary weekend.
And you're from cold Minnesota.
We are from Minnesota.
I think you wanted to come down and warm up a little bit, right? And this was a good spot to do it.
It was, definitely.
Well, they're going to come. Actually, I was told that the couples who are renewing their vows just crossed the start line a few minutes ago, and they were in Corral 12. The folks who are getting married for the very first time are in Corral 13, so they're doing 2 separate ceremonies this year because there were so many couples. Let me tell you and introduce you to somebody who's been doing this for a while now. You're getting to be quite a pro. Reverend Jamie Furzlaff, 5 years you've been marrying these couples.
Yes, I have. It's been a lot of fun.
What is different about marrying couples that are eloping on the go or doing it the old-fashioned way?
Well, the difference between the 2 different ones is that a lot of the renewals come back every year, so they're people that I've gotten to know over the years that have gotten married. They're just they're having fun, you know, having a good time. The newlyweds are having a good time too, but this is their first marriage. This is the time of their life. This is the day that they're always going to remember. And so for them, it's a whole different kind of happiness for them. It's very special, and they're excited today. So
even not that we're that excited about the wind, we lost a couple of vases of flowers already.
Yes, we did. The wind is not fun. The wind, you can make the wind go away, right?
I tried that already. It didn't work, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Well, we got to do what we got to do.
Jamie's becoming quite a pro at doing this, and I mean, it's a quick ceremony. How long does it last?
Yeah, probably both of them are about 4 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
They're in, they're out, and they're back on the course, and they're ready to go. So, Shauna and Cale, this is quite an event, and it's really becoming, like I said, a tradition of the Rock and Roll Marathon. We're going to bring it all to you live when these couples say I do, and they hit the road of life together, again, in their running shoes.
I love it. Hit the road of life together. Well said.
It's Vegas marriage. Your husband is running in a half marathon. You know, you feel free if you want to leave the stage and
go renew your vows.
He just texted me. He's passing now.
He is.
Yeah, he's right behind us. It's all
Hey!
no, it's his second half
hey,
marathon
Mark.
ever.
Where
You're
else
back there somewhere.
Where else in a marathon, though, in Vegas can you have something where people run through and get married for the first time?
It's amazing. I think I want to do that next year.
Okay.
Just
we'll put
get
you to
remarried.
Yeah.
You never forget it.
Just make sure it's the same guy.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right. Hey, we continue to have our team spread around the course.
That's right.
Normally he's on traffic, but today he's all about fun. Brian Loftus.
He is. He's actually out at Stewart in Las Vegas at the Zappos tent. There he is, our own Brian Loftus. Zappos actually sponsoring the Rock and Roll Marathon. What's going on? What do you see out there, Brian?
Good evening, first of all. We're usually saying good morning, good evening to you. It's not just about fun, Shauna. It's also about fire. This is the giant U-turn area here on the northern end of the strip at Las Vegas Boulevard and Stewart. And what we have here is a praying mantis that, as we take a look at it, every once in a while just likes to bring in a little fire that it's breathing. And we're told that this praying mantis survived and came from Burning Man. Is that true?
Yes, this is a Burning Man art piece made by Kirk Jellum out of Salt Lake. And Tony Shea purchased it to bring to Las Vegas to keep it here.
Okay, it survived Burning Man. Can it make it through Sin City? Can it handle Las Vegas?
We're going to find out every month if we can do it. People come down and see the praying mantis spit some fire.
What's really cool as we look at the fire is the runners moving north on the strip have a giant telltale U-sign, a U-turn sign. They know, okay, this is where I'm turning around.
Better turn back, the fire's here. Turn back and go that way.
Do you actually feel the heat right now?
Yeah, you can feel it. It's really nice. It's a little cold out here, so this is nice. Keeps us warm.
Cale, Shauna, let's take a barbecue up here. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brian, thank you very much. We're talking 32,000 runners out here. A little bit less than last year. And of the 32,000, we have about 400 from New York who were going to run in the New York City Marathon, and we all are aware of what happened there with Superstorm Sandy.
And you know what? I believe the New York Marathon, when they brought all these athletes in, Rock and Roll gave them a good discount and encouraged them to come and run and be a part of this event.
20% off.
discount, not bad.
And we're also looking now at the wheelchair racers. This is always just an incredible thing to see that they come out here and race in this and are able to go the 13.2 miles and a half marathon. Boy, you can just
you're really starting to feel the wind out here right now. So you can just imagine what the runners must be feeling, because we're kind of isolated out here. We've got some protection around with the buildings. Some of them are out in the open. That's really got to hurt their time a little, Sue.
It's really going to make their time slow. Hopefully nobody was coming here to PR. I know that woman they interviewed said she wants to run her fastest time. It's just going to be really tough. Now they're going out with the wind behind their back, so that's going to feel great. But when they turn around, it's going to be a whole new story.
I think I'd rather have the wind at my back on the back stretch and get it over with at the start, right?
When you're hurting the most.
Right,
yes,
because
yes.
Chances are you're going to be in a world of hurt coming down the stretch, and the wind will make it worse.
Cal, you would be, because you haven't trained. But these
I would be in a world of hurt just moving.
Me too. I mean, honestly, you look at these folks, and we were here when actually the marathon started, and I got anxiety for them just to think about 26 miles.
But you know what? They're prepared. They've made themselves mentally, physically prepared for this race, and they're excited. The adrenaline is just flowing. You can't wait to start.
And a lot of people, this is just a lot of fun. I mean, we've got obviously we have our Elvi that are down there. We've got a lot of
you can't do a rock and roll marathon in Vegas without Elvi.
We saw a group that was dressed up as a dragon. They were running about 4 or 5 of them. And you know what? We're gonna take you this live picture from Chopper 8, and we're going to go to break, and we're going to come back and continue our...
Hopefully we haven't blown away when we come back.
We will continue our live coverage. And welcome back. Live coverage continuing at the 2012 Zappos Rock and Roll Marathon. If we could get rid of the wind, it would be a perfect night for running.
It really would.
It's a perfect temperature.
It's great. It's just the wind is
terrible.
Us down.
Well, right now, I just got the update that Costa Rican, our Olympian,
Cesar
Lozano is in the lead. Yes.
All right.
Okay. And we expect the finishers right behind us in about 20 minutes to a half hour.
Right.
From the marathon, which started at 3. But
depending on how their time is affected by this wind. No, I'm just kidding.
So Cesar actually was the only Olympic marathon runner from his country in London. So that's kind of an interesting fact to know.
Very interesting.
He is a...
Okay. All right, now we're going to head over to Scott Bemis, who is at the Mandalay Bay. Scott, you got us?
Yeah, I got you guys. And I had the pleasure this week of doing a bunch of marathon stories as we kind of got ready for the marathon tonight. And one of the gentlemen I was able to catch up with was Tim Fennell, and I found him here amidst 30,000 people here at the start line. Tim, tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I lost in 2010. I was 327 pounds. By November of last year, I weighed 198 pounds. 15 months to lose 127 pounds.
And then you lost all that weight. You ran in the Vegas half marathon last year, and then this year, what did you decide to do?
I decided to run 12 half marathons this year to just set a precedence that you just got to get off the couch and just run.
What has this done for your life? You know, losing all this weight and running in these marathons.
Oh my God, I met so many people that have just influenced me to do more. And then I can help them too. It's just been amazing. It does a lot for your self-confidence and everything. So.
Well, I'd like to thank Tim, because Tim stood by, was patient with me. We've had about 5 to 7 corrals go by us while we've been waiting to go on the air here. Tim, what's the excitement like when you actually hit the strip and you hear all the people cheering for you?
Oh my God, it's like being my own athlete, like being an athlete and just being, it's amazing. I just don't even know how to put it in words right now.
Well, that's Tim Fennell. We're going to let him go. Get out there and get in your...
Can I just do one shout out to my girlfriend and her kids?
That's all right.
Ariana, Justin, and Alexander, thank you.
All right, that's Tim Fennell. Good luck, Tim. We appreciate it. As you can see, I'm not sure which corral this is. Let me take a look back here. I know it's in the 20s now, and I believe there's only 26 total corrals, so they are moving very quickly through the start line here. They're going to get everybody out on the course before you know it. Excitement is definitely strong down here at the start line, guys.
Yeah, it's always fun to get the shout-outs out. And you know what I love about the Rock and Roll Marathon? I watched last year as well. It's so fun to see the bling. Everyone's got neon and lights and all that good stuff. You're actually wearing one of the rings that some of the folks that are running here are wearing as well.
Yes, the costumes, the little team sparkle skirts.
We love it.
Yes, the Elvis costumes. We talked about that.
Right. But
the showgirls, you see them out there too.
The showgirls and all that, and we have more reporters that are around the course. Chris Saldana is at the Stratosphere right now, and he's got plenty of runners that are running on by him.
They are. Chris, have you seen anything interesting?
Yes. You know, it looks like a ghost town right now. I want to go ahead and show you, but don't let that fool you. You can just see there are some of the runners who are just starting to make their way down this area right in front of the Stratosphere. These are some of the half marathoners, but when the full marathoners were here, it was nonstop, runner to runner, right behind each other. Something interesting that we learned right before this half marathon started, some of those who were in the full marathon, the bus organizers got a bus that was willing to pick them up because they were so far behind and offered to take them to where the front of the pack was so they could get caught up with the majority of the runners. But a lot of them said, there's no way I'm doing that. I paid my $180. I'm going to run the full marathon. So they dedicated themselves, and they're making their way down this entire course. But right now we are seeing some of these half marathoners make their way to the Stratosphere. Still a little quiet here, but once this half marathon does pick up, I'm sure we'll definitely see a lot more runners. Back to you guys, Shauna and Cale.
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
You know what's really interesting? I know we're just about honing in on those last 20, 30 minutes before we see who the winner of the full marathon is, Suzy. And you are a 3-time Olympian. You've been down this road before. What do you think is going through their minds? Jonathan Dembucki, he's in the lead right now for the full marathon. What is he thinking? Well, I mean, the pressure is on.
He's thinking, I am so close. I just want to keep this pace going. I just want to get to that finish line and have that victory and celebrate and have that spaghetti dinner and relax and be on the podium.
Is that what they do? They do the spaghetti dinner? I mean, they want the carbs afterwards,
Afterwards,
right?
too. You've just run 26 miles. You've depleted your body.
Oh, yeah.
So you just constantly eat after a marathon for maybe a week straight. You're hungry all the time. But actually right now I got an update. They are doing really well. They're running about a 5:05 mile pace. So remember what you ran in high school, what your mile was? They're doing this for 26 miles.
Unbelievable. Yeah. The mile was a tough run. Let me just tell you, I did run the mile, and wow. Every time I think about that, 26 miles, 26.2 miles, unbelievable. All right.
Not sure I ever got timed. I guess in my next life I'll know. But let's get back to the finish line. Chris Matthews has some of the wheelchair finishers that are coming across the line. Chris?
Oh, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, averaging 13 miles an hour for the marathon here in Las Vegas. Brad Ray from Loveland, Colorado, top place finisher. Boy, that headwind must have been brutal.
It was intense. From the time we turned around to heading back, it was constant.
How cool was it, though, for you this year to be under the lights, to racing on this thing, the track, the layout?
This is my first time racing at night, and it was exciting. The crowd was amazing. The lights. I didn't know if I wanted to finish the race or go.
Watch the lights. See, you get distracted, don't you?
Or I saw a few daiquiri bars. It was a little tempting.
Well, congratulations. Nice job done. And you'll be back next year, I assume?
For sure. Definitely.
All right. There he is, Brad Ray, who is from Loveland, Colorado, the winner of the wheelchair division here at the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Of course, the regular marathon winner, he's about less than 10 minutes away. We'll run down there, and we'll see what happens at the finish line down here. Back to you guys.
All right, Chris, thanks.
We're all waiting for that on the edge of our seats.
He's from Loveland, Colorado. He would definitely be in a good spot to get training there on the front range of the Rockies.
Right.
This must have been a lot easier for him with the flatness of the course.
What an inspiration, though.
You know what? Our viewers are probably wondering who's in the lead in the half marathon right now. And Craig Hopkins, he's a Portland, Oregon runner who's here. He was 5th at the Seattle half marathon. He's right up there with the leaders. Francis Mandu is actually our leader right now from Kenyan.
Okay.
He has a personal best of 62 minutes.
So we've got 2 Kenyans leading both the half and the full right now.
And actually, we're still looking live. They are still getting groups underway at the start line for the half marathon, and Scott Bemis has been down there all day. Scott?
Yeah, I'm embedded here at the start line amongst all these people. This is Corral 25 now that is starting to make its way towards the start line, which is about 200 feet in front of us. They are facing a little bit of a headwind, but as you can see, all these people really excited about, they're about 30 seconds away from starting this journey, this 13.1 mile journey. Let's talk to a couple of them. Where are you from?
Denver.
Denver, you came all the way out here for the marathon? Why are you running?
Because it's fun. It's Vegas. You have to run.
Absolutely. I'm having a blast down here as we speak. These three look like they're having a good time. Where are you guys from?
Woo! Seattle.
So you came all the way down for Seattle. Why choose Vegas?
Because we love Vegas. We get to party all night long. Woo! Party last night. Never run it.
Yeah, it's a party all weekend for these marathoners. And this, as I said, is corral 25. I believe they only have one more corral to go. Things are moving quite briskly here down at the start line. We're going to be out of runners before you know it. So that's the story down here right now. A lot of excited runners about ready to make that journey, guys.
All right, I think we gave it away where we're going next.
Oh, did we?
You see Ken? Ken popped himself up on the air. Let's go up to Chopper 8.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. I was kind of preparing here, turning on some of my lights up here in the helicopter, getting ready for you guys to toss to me next here. And boy, corral after corral after corral keep going. Still, it's just amazing that some of the folks are already finishing the marathon on one end, and down here at the southern end here by Mandalay Bay, you can see still just a sea of people, just amazing. Now, this shot kind of gives you a perspective here. I'm going to kind of zoom in and show you. This is Las Vegas Boulevard at Four Seasons Drive. That red light, it represents all those sea of people down here below us. And then I was kind of noticing here how the winds are really gusting here. Some of these winds, you can look at some of the palm trees here. This is some of the issues that we're dealing with up here at Chopper 8 with these gusty winds out of the southwest. Obviously, the runners down below are also dealing with this. Now, I want to show you the beginning of the film of the full marathon here of the Las Vegas Marathon. This is an earlier video right at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And there they go. That was corral number 1 of the full marathon. We were up earlier filming that as they took off, and they were not dealing with the winds. The winds were not nearly as bad at 3 o'clock as they seem to have picked up more as the evening wears on. Now, back out here live, of course, we'll continue to follow this, and eventually we'll start making our way in Chopper 8 up the Las Vegas Strip and see some of the different aspects of things that are happening here this evening. We'll send it back downstairs to you guys, Cale and Shauna, over at the main stage.
And I think Scott actually mentioned that they were on corral number 25. I think there's like 36 total.
You could see there's still several thousand runners.
Oh yeah, still waiting to go. Still waiting for their turn.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back and continue our live coverage of the 2012 Zappos Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon right here on 8 News Now.
Welcome back to our special coverage of the 2012 Rock and Roll Marathon. I am Shauna Khorrami.
I'm Cale Ramaker, and this is Suzy Hamilton, 4-time Olympic distance runner, 1992, 1996, and 2000 in Sydney. Thanks for being here. Great to have someone here who knows all about running, because neither of us do like them a lot.
Well, you guys look like runners. So that's part of it.
It's all show.
Yeah, it's all about the looks. Actually, our racers right now are at mile 22 in the full marathon, so we're going to be seeing them finish very shortly. 20 minutes, and then our half-milers, our half-marathoners are actually at mile 7 right now, and believe it or not, the runners are swerving. This is going to be a marathon we're going to talk about forever.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to lead. It's too windy.
It's just too windy.
Well,
now you mentioned nobody wants to lead. Why does nobody want to lead?
The leader has to do all the work. It's like
it's drafting.
racing.
It's like NASCAR driving.
Yes.
It's like drafting. You want to be behind the lead car.
Yes, you conserve energy. I mean, you can conserve a lot of extra minutes by running behind that person that's going to block the wind for you.
That's what you were mentioning. Try to get behind a bigger person so you can block that wind.
Exactly. So, again, I really think this marathon we're going to talk about this for a long time.
As we mentioned at the top, there's actually a wind advisory right now from the National Weather Service. 40-mile-an-hour gusts at the airport, sustained winds of 15 to 30 miles an hour.
We certainly feel it here.
Everywhere.
That's for sure.
Everywhere. Sherry Swensk,
she's probably feeling it on the Brooklyn Bridge of New York, New York.
Hey, we're boogieing here. We've got a great wedding band. Don't you dance at weddings? That's the cool thing to do. And everybody's excited here. Some of our couples that are renewing their vows are starting to run in now. So the energy is really getting up and exciting here. I want to introduce you to a very special couple. This is Dan and Phyllis Kahn, and they are running in the half marathon. They've already run quite a marathon of life. They've just celebrated their what anniversary?
50th.
50th anniversary, and both have celebrated your what birthdays?
80th.
80th birthdays. So if anybody knows about the Marathon of Life together, I think you two do, right?
Right.
But you have a very special reason for being here tonight, and tell me about that.
We have 3 grandchildren who have Crohn's.
Crohn's disease.
Right.
And tell me, how old are those kids?
They're 20, 18, 17, and a pair of 15s.
And
the Crohn's children are the twins, 15, and our oldest granddaughter, 20.
20. And you've raised a lot of money for them and for that fighting that disease tonight. How much money have you raised?
About $5,200 and more coming in.
Wow, that's fantastic. So this is obviously something that's near and dear to your heart, to fight this debilitating disease. What's life been like for your grandkids?
They're managing it quite well. They're getting good help at Children's Hospital in Seattle, and they just go on with their life. Our oldest granddaughter is in college at in Oregon, and our twin grandsons are playing basketball and very involved.
And y'all have been there to help them, and that is fantastic. We thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. There are so many couples that are coming in right now. Y'all are going to have a great time. Congratulations on another 50 years for the Marathon of Life.
I'm not sure we'll make it. I'm not sure we'll make it.
Yes, you will. Go for it. Thank you so much. Have fun tonight. Well, you can see that there are a lot of couples that are now surrounding us, getting ready to say I do again. Some of them have been married 30 years, 5 years. They liked it so much the first time, they want to do it twice, okay? So we're going to bring you the ceremony live as soon as it happens. Shauna, Cale.
All right, Sherry, great stuff.
That was a very special couple, and you might have seen it. They were wearing the Team Challenge jerseys, and that is all to benefit the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. You know, they have raised $4 million in this marathon alone for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. You know, it is a really debilitating disease, so it's great to see folks out here supporting such a great cause.
Over the 4 years that they have been the beneficiary of this race, over almost $14 million in all raised strictly for this foundation and the Rock and Roll series of marathons. There are various parts. Now they're not just inside the country, they're outside the country, but they all have different charities that they work with. But you can see live from Chopper 8, we still have runners, plenty of runners still waiting to start that half marathon.
Yeah, there are. We've said we were on corral number 25 before. We're probably somewhere towards the later 20s right now, but there's 36 total corrals. So you know that not everybody is actually out there doing the half marathon quite yet. We're going to keep seeing these corrals going out. But right now we're going to head over to our own Brian Loftus. He is over on Stewart in Las Vegas at the Zappos tent. What's going on out there, Brian? What do you see?
Gigantic praying mantis.
Yes, the big praying mantis.
Yeah. Guys, last time it was all about fire, that giant mantis that's breathing fire for the runners as they do a U-turn here. Here I'm on stage. I've been able to join the band that's entertaining all the runners right here. And what an experience. You're from Spain. What is it like to play here in Sin City for 30,000 runners?
Okay, that's an incredible experience. It's very emotional. We are from Spain, and we have taken a very long trip. And to see those people running here, that it's a great effort. They're very brave, and I can't believe they can run such a long distance.
26.2 miles, and I've always wanted to do this. Cale, Shauna, get ready to play here. I'm going to count you in. We'll do a little 2, 3, 4. Here they go.
Thank you. Day by day, I'm going away. Going somewhere I wanna see. No, I've never known how to get there. Climbing mountains, swimming seas.
And there's our own Brian Loftus rocking out. We know he loves to rock out.
This is probably actually one of Brian's finest moments in life. One of 40 bands, I think 19 stages, and that's what makes the name rock and roll, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, rock and roll marathon, we are definitely rock and rolling because those 19 stages are all posted throughout the 26 miles. So as people are running, you know, they get to get a little bit of a listen to music. Is that distracting, Suzy?
It's so exciting. You know, Rock and Roll Marathon, this whole series, it's more than just coming to run a half marathon or a marathon. It's a party. You come here and you have all these these instant friends. And you know what's really interesting about the half marathon? 70% of all the runners are women.
That's right.
So if you're a single guy, come to Vegas, run the half marathon.
Really fit women too.
Exactly.
And what is it, like 56, 58% of the full marathon are also women?
It's more 50-50 for the full marathon, but women are dominating, especially the 30 to 40-year-old age group. We're flocking.
We love that.
We're flocking to do these runs because we want to be fit.
We're both in that age group.
Absolutely.
And we're proud about that.
Absolutely.
As we were talking on Friday when we all met for the first time, one of the thesis here for the Rock and Roll Marathon was to encourage people to make distance running fun. And that's where a lot of the music and the stages and the rock and roll comes in.
Right. The music takes your mind off of if you are feeling any pain. You get energized. You feel good. This is about a party. You go to a party to have fun. You don't come here to not feel good. You come here to feel good.
All right. Well, we are within 3 to 2 miles of the first batch of marathon runners. We're going to have a winner here very soon, but we want to go back to the start line again.
That's right. We're going to head over to our own Scott Bemis. Do we have Scott?
You still see the groups there that are, I think, 36 that are getting ready to go. And Suzy, you continue to get updates here on the lead group here in the marathon, the 26.1 miles.
Well, we can't see the racers right now, but the top three are battling it out. It sounds like it is a fantastic race. So we have Jonathan, who's been leading the whole way. Well, also Craig and Cesar are battling with them. So it's the three of them together. And again,
head to head.
And again, nobody wants to lead between these three. So, but you got to keep the pace going.
How does it work? When we were down to the last couple miles here, do they kind of are they thinking that last mile? Are they going to kind of try to leap ahead? What is the point, should I ask, that they are going to try to take that lead?
Well, again, I just got another update. They still don't want to take the lead, so they're being more cautious. They're not going for time. They're going for a winner. And whenever you have that, you're going to get a bunch of runners together. So it's going to come down to the last, it could be the last 800 or even the last 100.
That's a real sprint.
Yeah, so that's what is really exciting about the race right now that's happening, because you don't see that in the marathon.
Yeah. All right. Well, our own Chris Saldana is actually out near the Stratosphere, where things were a little bit quiet before. Are they still quiet out there, Chris?
Not anymore, Shauna and Cale. I want to go ahead and show you now. You can just see runner after runner. Oh, even doing cartwheels for us on live TV. That goes to show how much fun they are having here. We are right near the Stratosphere, and things have picked up incredibly since the last time I talked to you guys. And speaking of the front runners in the full marathon, I want to go and have my camera guy, Kyle Zolke, just pan over. We just saw the front runners, the leaders, on the opposite end of where these half marathon runners are taking their route to right now. Those leaders are now heading southbound on the strip, going towards the finish line. We saw about 3 or 4 of them, so it is going to be intense as they make their way to the finish. And now we have some runners just waving to the camera. We've seen runners from all over. We've seen some from Mexico, some from Australia, Canada, Peru, and the list goes on. And they are just so proud to be here. And also some folks from Las Vegas and Clark County, and also some folks who this passed by and said they're from Nashville, Tennessee, having a blast here. So you can see things have definitely picked up. It is a lot louder and a lot noisier and a little bit rowdier than what it was earlier. And hopefully things do pick up as these runners do make their way down the strip and then back up. Back to you guys.
I wonder if Chris planned that. Did he plan that, to have that runner come by and do the
do that cartwheel for us?
That looked a little staged, didn't it?
She's really excited. We should mention 52 different countries being represented. He was kind of going through some of the countries. People coming in from all over the world to do this marathon.
Right, and again, we had 400 coming from New York alone. New York is one of the largest races that brings people from all different countries.
Sure.
So we're gaining a lot of those people in this race this year.
Yeah, especially those who were not, again, able to run the marathon in New York because of Sandy. So it's great to see them be able to join us out here in Vegas.
All right, we're getting very close to the finish of the marathon. Let's go down to the finish line. Sports Director Chris Matthews is there. And Chris, any moment now, you're going to have a winner.
Yeah, in fact, the first winner they're expecting, he's about 2 miles away, so what is that, maybe around 6.5, 7.5 minutes or so. So it'll be close. We got right now, we got Miss Nevada and Miss Nevada Teen here. Introduce yourselves and tell us what you're doing here.
My name is Randy Sundquist. I am the current reigning Miss Nevada 2012, and I'm here just in support of the Crohn's and colitis disease. It's always great to show support for such a wonderful cause. I have friends that actually suffer from the disease, and we've raised over $4 million, 2,000 runners. This is the 4th year that the race has been held here, so I'm just excited to be down here, and the adrenaline is exciting. Everyone just can't wait for that first runner to come through the finish line.
Well, it's not very far away. Ellie's also Miss Nevada Teen.
Yeah.
You excited about this?
I'm so excited to be here. It's a great night. Everyone's having fun, and we're just really excited to see, who's the first runner going to be.
Now tell us about your friend here. Introduce yourself.
I'm Ashley Pierce. I'm the honored hero for the Rock and Roll Marathon. This is my 3rd year being the honored hero, and so I'm here to spread awareness.
This is a lot of fun. I mean, you guys down here, everybody down here, good luck to you guys, and appreciate you joining us. Of course, a lot of pretty faces down here at the finish line, of course, and we're probably only about maybe 5 minutes tops from the first marathoner finishing here. He'll come running right through here. Right now it's at 2:23:42, so they're saying he is about a little over a mile away. So we'll keep track of that, and we'll have the very first marathoner as he makes his way down the Las Vegas Strip with his big headwind. Cale, Shauna, back to you guys.
Chris, thank you. You see, he's just, this is our leader right now, just passing the Circus. So, Suzy getting pretty close.
Yeah, getting pretty close. Our own Ken Smith is actually up in shot parade. He's got that view for us. He's number 1. This is Jonathan Dembuki from Kenya. Do we know who number 2 and 3 are?
Still waiting for the update, but you can see Jonathan. You can just look at his form and you can tell how relaxed it is. His arms are just relaxed. He doesn't look like he's struggling at all.
I mean, you would never know. This man has been running, what, 24, 25 miles at this point?
He looks like he's out from a jog.
Wow.
Just does not look like he's struggling one bit.
Well, he does train in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and
yes.
Anyone who's been to Santa Fe will tell you how high it is. It's, I believe Santa Fe is about a mile high, so he gets definitely some good training up there in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, and he actually won last year's Seattle Rock and Roll Marathon with a time of 2:24:58. And let's go up to Ken Smith, because Ken can give us perspective, Shauna and Suzy, on how big of a lead he has.
Well, he has a pretty good lead here at the moment. Here we're looking down below us here. You can see the shot of us from Chapare. We're in the process of trying to turn our helicopter around, and we're having a little bit of struggling with some of these high gusty winds that continue. But I'm looking for the next runner, and nowhere to be found there at the moment. So it looks like Jonathan from Kenya is going to be pretty much in the total lead here. I'm going to swing this camera around here a little bit and see if we can catch up with him again here as we look down below us, as we start to transition our helicopter and kind of point it back toward the wind. And there he is, literally right underneath the belly of the helicopter, heading down here on southbound Las Vegas Boulevard, heading toward the area of right around the wind area. And you can see that's what's going on. Now here's some earlier video that we shot from Chapare. This is actually when they first took off in this area, and you can see that they were actually during the daylight hours. So you imagine how much endurance it takes to actually start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And here we are at this later hour at 5:27, and now already getting ready to finish this 26.2-mile marathon this afternoon. That's the latest from up here from Chapare. We're going to need a second or two to actually get repositioned here with 30-mile-per-hour winds gusting off the wind in Encore Hotel. It's a little bit rough for us here at the moment, but we're doing all right. We'll send it back to you, Cale and Shauna.
See that. We can see that, Ken. Thanks for managing it up there for us. We appreciate that. You know, Cale, you mentioned that Jonathan had won last year's Seattle Marathon, 2 hours, 24-minute win there. This man has a personal record of 2 hours and 10 minutes. Suzy, just try to put in perspective for us, what is that? I mean, that's an incredible time. What does that mean in the world of marathon running?
It's an incredible time. I mean, this is the cream of the crop. And what it does mean is this guy's given it everything he has, and he can go a lot faster if we didn't have these wins today.
Yeah.
I was just looking at my watch here, because they would have started right at 3 o'clock, and we're coming up on 2.5 hours. And Seattle Marathon, up and down, hilly, you got all that. But here, I wonder, it's hard for perspective, Suzy, but versus running on a hilly course and with this winds, what would be harder?
I would probably want hills.
Really?
Yeah, rather than wind.
Yeah.
At least with hills, you can battle up them and you have that downhill, but with the wind, there's not a whole lot you can do. It's like push pushing a boulder over. You can't make it go faster.
As we started our coverage, you were talking about really how some of the runners would try to draft off one another, like what they do in stock car racing. But obviously at some point here, Jonathan Dambuca decided that he would he could do it on his own and got out, and he's got a
he
very
broke through. He's definitely leading. Oh, here he comes.
He is coming close.
We have a great audience here. Actually, a really very impressive crowd of people. That obviously the strip, as you know, is closed, but they have closed it down, and we're getting ready for the finish. Chris Matthews is down there, and a little bit more about Jonathan. He's 36 years old. That too, pretty impressive to be that old and still able to run that fast of a time.
What is he thinking right now? I mean, he's almost at the finish line, Suzy. What's he thinking?
Definitely, he can't wait to be done. At this point, he's giving it everything he has. He's kicking it in. So really, there isn't a whole lot left in his body. He's giving it every little ounce. And when we see him come around this corner, you know, right now he doesn't have to worry. Nobody is on him, so he can just continue to
he knows that because he's looking behind him, right?
Right. So there's no need to really push it in and risk getting injured. So just, obviously, he wants the wind. I mean, the wind. He doesn't want the wind in his face, but he just wants to win this race.
Now look at this.
Yes, wow, look at this. This gentleman is doing the wheelchair marathon here, and we had Brad Ray, who was actually the winner earlier of the wheelchair marathon as well. And there we are again with Jonathan Dambuca. He is leading the pack right now from Kenya, 36 years old. We're just coming up on 2.5 hours right now.
And the wind is still crazy. Right now it feels fine for us, but for these runners, they're still experiencing these gusts.
You just saw him take a peek over his left shoulder there about 20
trying
seconds
to see if
ago.
anyone's behind him.
Well, he's just run 26 miles, so he is entitled to be a little tired. And when you're tired, you tend to look over your shoulder because you want to just coast in.
Yeah.
He wants to coast in. He doesn't want to have to push it any harder than he has to.
See him going over the walkway right there, and he's definitely within, I would say, about a half a mile, a quarter of a mile of the finish line as we continue to fall. In fact, he's right by Fashion Show Mall.
There it is, yeah.
Don't stop.
Down the street. Keep going, Jonathan.
Gosh, he's 36 years old. I mean, that's not a very young.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's not a super young
talk
marathoner.
About that? I mean, age. I mean, there are some older people. There are some elite runners in both the marathon and the half marathon.
Right.
You know, you've been doing it for a lot of years. We're proud of our age.
Right.
How does that affect you?
I retired when I was 36. So, I mean, this is amazing to see the drive and the energy and the excitement. He also won the Seattle half marathon, full marathon this year, too. So, it's not like he's just running one race a year. He's doing multiple marathons. It takes a lot of endurance and strength to be able to do what he's doing.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. You know, what is the training like? I mean, you've got to train all year long for this marathon. It's not like you just, you know, a few months out decide that, hey, I'm going to run the marathon. You really have to do a lot of rigorous training, and it takes a lot of discipline.
Right. It takes a lot of training. I mean, your life has to be sacrificed. It has to be eat, sleep, and train. That's what we call elite athletes. You really don't have much of a life. It's all about the sport. If you want to be the best, you have to sacrifice everything.
A little bit different than doing a half marathon. That training for that is a lot less rigorous.
You know what? Anybody can run a half. You could run a half tomorrow. You wouldn't feel good the next day. But
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I would probably be passed out afterwards.
You know, but she could. If she walked a minute, jogged a minute, you could do it. You could do it.
All right, here we go. He's just past the Treasure Island, so he is he's in about 300, 400 yards, and we're going to...
So we should be able to see him to start his sprint. He only has a half to go. He's got
this is the point where he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to the end.
And hopefully the fans are going to start clapping and really help bring him in, have that enthusiasm.
They've got the strobe lights at the finish line running. They're ready to shoot the smoke off when he crosses. And
his form looks great. I mean, doesn't he look like he did at mile 6? He hasn't changed a bit.
And you can see he's running into the wind there. You see the
look at those palm
side.
trees. I mean, that is some heavy wind that he is facing, and it's hitting him from the side. You can tell, and it's not affecting him at all.
And look at his quick foot touch.
Boom,
you know, he's touching the ground really quick. He has a great rhythm.
Oh, here he comes.
This is Jonathan Nambusi from Kenya, 36 years old, and he is about ready to win the 2012 Zappos Rock and Roll Las Vegas Full Marathon, 26.1 miles. Here he comes.
Hey! All right, and there we have it. He is officially the winner. That face right there, Suzy.
That says a lot right there.
That says a lot.
That says a lot. He's glad to be done.
And you notice there that he hit a stopwatch. Most runners, when they start,
It's an obsession we have as runners. Yeah, we're all, even though the clock tells you what your time is, he wants to be able to look. Yep, that was the first thing. He wants to look on his own. He wants to know
to make
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, I want to know what I got. I don't care what your clock said.
So where is he going from here now, Suzy? He's going to go get some medical attention, I'm sure, just to make sure everything's okay.
He's probably fine. I don't think he even needs any medical. He just needs to catch his breath. He'll walk a little bit, go over to the media, get his sweats on, get something to drink.
Yeah.
Talk about, he's wrapped in Kevlar here. That's a Kevlar blanket, correct?
Right,
so
right.
What is that doing to help his body?
Right.
Well, right now he's hot. He doesn't know that it's cold out. So we want to try and keep that heat in his body so he doesn't, get over chilled, or we want his muscles to recover. So basically it's to keep your muscles warm so tomorrow he won't be as sore.
There was our second place finisher there. It looks like number 7 there, and that is, let's quickly try to, we've got all of these numbers here, and journalists have never been good with numbers, right?
You know it, and I actually don't have number 7 on my list.
We'll find out who it is in just a minute.
Somebody can help us out with that, yeah.
That's our runner-up. Now, the first, second, and third place runners, there's a purse. They get $1,000 for coming in first, second, and third place in this marathon. And Suzy, we don't have the exact numbers, but we're looking generally in the 2:30 time frame for the finish. Is that about right?
Yes. Yep.
All right, now here comes a duel for third place.
These guys are just battling. Look at how their elbows are touching. Look at how he's trying to cut them off.
Push each other out of the way almost.
Right. They've brought the track and field to the marathon. That happens typically in the track and field races.
This is how you ran. So walk us through what's going through these guys' minds and what they're trying to do.
So basically, you look at the two runners and you see which one looks a little more relaxed. And right now, who is it? They're battling neck and neck.
It looks like the guy on the right has a little bit bigger stride.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Little bit, and bigger stride necessarily isn't going to be the winner. It's more who's efficient, who's touching the ground quicker. But these two are battling it out.
Well, it looks like the guy on the right is actually taking a lead there now.
And he's got to be careful that he didn't take the lead too early. But it looks like he's able to get a gap right away.
Oh yeah.
So he's got it. He's got it. He's got it in. Mentally, he just beat the other runner.
At that point in time, though, it's your mind fighting your body, right? Because you know you need that extra gear, but it may not be there necessarily.
Right. It is completely mental at this point. Your body's feeling it. Your body wants to shut down, but you have to convince yourself you can do it.
And he has crossed that finish. That is our number 3. That is our third runner up. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is actually the winner of the half marathon. We're taking a look at the winner of it. So these two guys were battling it out to be number 1 for the half marathon.
Right.
They are not.
Our full marathon is passing the win right now, which is at the far north end of the strip. So they should be joining us very shortly in a few more minutes.
You saw our Chris Matthews down there. He's working very quickly. That's to get interviews, and what we're looking at, that's Craig Hopkins.
Yeah.
He's from Portland, Oregon, 24 years old.
And Francis. We had
Let's go. Hey, we're back here with the half marathon winner, the second place. Talk about that. It was an unbelievable time for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good considering it's so windy out there, and it's a bit of a cat and dog. Slowing down, really tactical, so it's fun.
What's your name?
Craig.
And talk about that wind coming back.
Yeah, it's really, really strong. It slowed us down big time. Like I said, it was like cat and dog, like just drafting people and a bit like cycling.
How cool was it to be in here in Las Vegas and to run underneath the lights and to be here?
It's really cool. It's really loud and gives you energy to keep going. The crowd are great and it's fun event.
And to see all the people that were here supporting and
yeah, it's really good to have big turnout like this, for charity and just for fun and keep fit. It's pretty good.
Did you have a battle for that first place? Were you looking over your shoulder?
Yeah, I was making sure he didn't catch me. So yeah.
What was the key? You had a little kick at the end, huh?
Yeah, saving it.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, there he is. That's the half marathon winner. Here's the second place finisher in the half marathon. What's your name?
Francis.
Francis, where are you from?
I come from Kenya. I live in Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs from Kenya. Talk about this race. Came in second place. Big battle there at the end.
It's a great race. People are awesome. The cheering group and the weather is, the weather is very fantastic.
Let me ask you about the weather, though, because that wind was kind of tough for a while.
Yeah, it's really strong winds. We're blowing us off, keeping us off balance sometimes, but we've done a good race.
All right, a nice time. Congratulations. Did you have a good time here underneath the lights in Vegas?
Yeah, it's a wonderful town, man. I really love the people and the way they party. It's a strong party town, man.
So you'll be back?
Next year. I think so.
There he is. Okay. Of course, everybody loves to come back to Vegas. They're your top two finishers in the half marathon. We're going to catch up with the marathon winner after he receives a little medical treatment and kind of gets himself back together. Of course, we'll come back with much more marathon coverage after this.
Live from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. Welcome to the Zappos.com Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon.
And we continue our live coverage. Suzy Hamilton, Cale, Ramaker, Shauna, Khorrami. We have winners.
We do have winners. We have got Jonathan Nambuki. He has actually won the full marathon. He is from Kenya. And our own Chris Matthews actually has him. He's got him live. He's going to do an interview with him right now. Chris?
All right, Shauna, how about this? Running at 36 years of age against his win. Here is Jonathan Nambuki. And Jonathan, congratulations on the win, the marathon here. Talk about how difficult that wind was at times.
The wind was very tough and it was kind of blowing me back, so I was fighting it. Especially the last miles, it was very tough for me.
I was going to say some of the half marathon runners were saying that was actually kind of moving them on the course there. They had a little tough time kind of keeping their balance.
Yeah, it was very tough because I had to keep myself in balance. So I was fighting the wind and it was tough. The wind was very tough, but the course is very nice.
Jonathan, I saw you cross the finish line. How is it that after 26.1 miles, you had a big smile on your face?
You feel very relieved and you feel very happy after covering all that miles.
Talk about running here in Las Vegas, underneath the lights, with all the people, the excitement, the adrenaline.
It makes you more motivated, so it keeps you moving. It kind of gives you more energy.
What made you decide to come run in Las Vegas this year?
I really wanted to come and run in Las Vegas, and my friend wanted me to come and be with him, and I ran the marathon.
Well, you had a good time. I appreciate you coming to Las Vegas. You can be back next year?
I look forward for that.
All right, there he is, Jonathan Nambuki, who is the winner right here of the Las Vegas Marathon. And how about this medal right here?
This is fantastic.
A nice little medal from finishing the marathon, and we'll see you back here next year, huh?
Sure.
All right, there he is, Jonathan Nambuki, trains out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, 36-year-old from Kenya, and he is the first place winner here. Now they're starting to come across, and we'll have much more as the marathoners and the half marathoners making their way across the finish line. Enjoy yourself here in Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, I really appreciate it.
All right, Cale, Shauna, back to you guys. Great people here.
Yeah, great. Chris,
wow,
thank you so much.
Amazing.
One of the 30,000 miler blankets that he's wrapped in. and you've changed. You're getting,
yes, we've all put our jackets on.
My blanket jacket.
For a woman who grew up on Lake Mendota in Madison, Wisconsin, I'm surprised that you're cold in this weather.
Well, you come out to Vegas, you get really spoiled.
You get used to the warm weathers. Well, you know, we just watched our half marathon end as well. Neck and neck, we had Craig Hopkins from Portland, Oregon, and Francis Mandu from Kenya also. We saw them really going neck and neck to the very end when you saw Craig just kind of sprint ahead in that last moment, as you mentioned, kind of a track and field moment, Suzy.
It was. I mean, that was so exciting for our viewers to be able to watch that, because you just don't get to see that often in a marathon. So, oh my gosh, I felt like I was back on the track watching a race.
Yeah, amazing.
Let's go back to the fact that the winner in the marathon is 36.
Yes.
And
36 years old.
The winner in the half marathon is just 24. I think that even makes it more amazing and really highlights how impressive it is to be able to run that far, that fast at that age.
It does. I mean, the great thing about the 36-year-old is the experience. You know, he's been around the block. Mentally, he's really, really strong. I think when you're a younger runner, you don't have as much experience, but maybe you're even, you know, just open to anything. I think being 24 years old, he wants to prove that he can do this.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that real fast. You said the experience. How important is it to keep that positive attitude throughout the marathon?
It is everything.
Because I can imagine I would get nervous.
It's for every level. What's going through your brain? Are you thinking that you're strong and powerful, or are you thinking that you're tired and you can't do this?
Right.
If you're thinking you're tired and you can't do this, you're never going to finish. You have to be strong and powerful. It's the only thought process you should have when you're running.
Stay positive the whole time.
Absolutely.
But as you see here, when you start, everyone's in a group and having a good time, and then as the race goes on, you spread out and it's just you.
Right.
You're just out there amongst yourself.
I like to compare this to a party. You start off, you're feeling great, you maybe have one drink, you're feeling good. You don't want to have too many. At the end, you're going to feel terrible. So you want to pace yourself. Yes.
All right, pace yourself. Well, you know, Sherry Swensk, she is very good at pacing herself, and every year she comes out here and she gets to do something really fun. She gets to hang out with the folks who are here to either renew their vows or get married for the very first time, and that is a wedding that nobody is going to forget anytime soon. Sherry?
Here we go. They're going to say I do. More than 24 couples, and we're live. Let's listen now.
Life's greatest moments, and to add the richest blessings to the words which shall unite you in marriage tonight. As you all know, life is given to each of us as individuals, and yet we must all learn to live together. Love is given to us in many ways, by our friends, our family, and we learn to love by being loved, yet learning to love and living together can sometimes be one of life's greatest challenges today. But a husband and wife should never confuse the love they share with worldly measures. For even if worldly success is found in your marriage, it's your love that will always continue to maintain it. And tonight is a very special and beautiful night in your life. Tonight on December 2nd, 2012, in the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon, you guys are joining your hearts and your lives together as one. And as you do this, I'm going to have you turn and face each other and look into each other's eyes. Grooms, do you take your bride tonight to be your wife, and do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And brides, do you take your groom to be your husband, and do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others as long as you both shall live? As you know, a marriage is one of life's greatest commitments, and as you travel through your life together, always remember that the true measure to joy and success in your marriage is always found in the love that God has given the two of you to share. That love is what has brought you here tonight, and it's that love that will endure a lifetime in your marriage together. And tonight you have brought very special symbols of that love to present to one another. And grooms, I'm going to ask you to take the ring that you have for your bride tonight, and as you place it on her left hand, repeat after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor. I promise my love to you forever. And you can place that on her hand. And brides, as you take the ring that you have for your groom, and as you place it on his left hand, repeat after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, to have and to hold, to love and to cherish, in sickness and in health, for better or for worse. I promise my love
to you forever. Tonight, as you enter into this marriage together, I want to encourage you to never lose sight of the gift that God has given you, and that's the love that you share for one another. Marriage is a beautiful gift and a wonderful blessing that so many people search for, and tonight you have found that gift and that blessing in each other. I know, grooms, you'll never forget that very first moment when you looked into her eyes and realized she was the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And brides, you waited for a man to come into your life to be a loving and wonderful husband to you. And tonight, you have found that in each other. You've joined your hearts together as one. And tonight, I truly pray that you have a blessed and beautiful marriage together. And tonight, before I pronounce you husband and wife, I'm going to ask you to bow your heads with me. We're going to say a prayer and blessing over your marriages tonight. Dear Lord, we just come to you tonight, Lord. We thank you for these couples that you have brought together and joined together in marriage, God. And we just ask tonight that you will give these couples the strength and the wisdom to be true and loving to one another. And as they leave this place, Lord, we pray that you'll just pour your blessings upon them in every way, upon their marriage, their life together. Lord, we ask that you'll be the peace, the center, and most importantly, the foundation of these marriages. And tonight, God, we thank you for these marriages that you have brought together, and we thank you in advance for all that you plan to do in their lives and all that you've started to do. And tonight, Lord, we give you all the honor and glory. We pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Well, tonight, brides and grooms, after exchanging these rings and vows, I can say one thing for sure, and that is you are definitely no longer single. And I am very proud to say, by the power vested in me by God and as a minister of the state of Nevada, I now pronounce you as husband and wife. Grooms, you may kiss your bride.
Wow.
We love it.
Okay, now go run.
Look,
13 miles.
I know.
Go run 23
That's going to put
miles.
a dent in their time, right, Suzy?
Yes.
But it's well worth it. Well worth it. What a fantastic way to tie the knot.
Somewhere between 70 and 110 couples either getting married or renewing their vows, and this is at the 3-mile marker, so they've got another 10.1 miles
Here
to run.
comes the real test, right? Get married, now we got to run 10 miles
Exactly.
together.
Hey, very quickly, we want to go back to the finish line. Chris Matthews has another finisher.
All right, thank you very much. One guy who passed that wedding ceremony and all those people getting married a long, long time ago, Steve DeCoker. He is the second-place finisher in the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Hey, congratulations. It was tough catching Jonathan out there, wasn't it?
He put up a big battle. I think I made it below the ground the last 10 miles, but as soon as we hit that headwind with 8 miles to go, I was just fighting to finish the race.
Let me ask you, because you had a nice tailwind going, coming back, that headwind was strong at times. Kind of took you off course a little bit, didn't it?
Oh, it certainly did, yeah. It felt great through about 15 miles, and then it was just like getting punched in the face. And it was just it was a boxing match that last 8 miles, just left, right, and it was everything I had to put one foot in front of the next.
Well, you didn't drop to the canvas. That's the good news. Talk about here in Las Vegas, running with all these people, the fans under the light.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason people come here. There's a ton of energy. It was cool starting in the light, finishing in the dark, with the lights, kind of seeing it off in the distance, heading, having kind of a beacon of light to head towards for the finish. Minus the wind, it's a great finish out here, and definitely the crowd kept me going. I wanted to stop a lot.
Steve, let me ask you, because I saw you cross this finish line. You didn't even seem that spent. It's almost like you could go out and run some more.
I don't think so. Yeah, everything was hurting, everything was shutting down. I probably just putting a smile on for the people.
You coming back next year? You enjoy that much?
It's my second time doing it. Probably be back. Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy yourself here in Las Vegas. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
There he is, Steve DeCoker, who's the second-place finisher out of Seattle, Washington. Now they're making their way. The half marathon people, the marathon people, making their way here to the finish line. We'll have much more. In fact, we're going to talk with the gal who finished first in the half marathon. That's coming up a little bit later. Shauna, Cale, back to you guys.
All right, Chris. Hey, we got some runners. Those Pacific Northwest people know how to run.
Oh, they do.
Seattle, Portland, big-time runners up there.
Yeah, you're from Seattle.
Yeah,
Are you proud?
I'm in the real small minority. I don't run, but we got to take a break.
We'll be right back. Stay with us, folks. We're going to come back with more coverage. Welcome back to our special coverage of the 2012 Rock and Roll Marathon. The winners are coming in one by one for the marathon and half marathon.
Yes.
Shauna Khorrami, Cale, Ramaker, Suzy Hamilton, 3-time Olympian, and you set the the record in the 1,000 meter.
I do.
The indoor 800 meters, so she knows a little.
Ton of world records.
I'm more of a speed runner. These people are the stars today, and what they're just participating in this half and marathon is incredible. So they got to remember that. Sometimes they forget and they focus on time. They just have to remember how incredible it is to finish this.
It is absolutely incredible. And a little bit about what these winners are feeling right now, Suzy. Like, what's going through their heads?
You feel on top of the world. You feel like you can take on the world. It's just a joy. You've worked so hard, and it's actually come true. So very elated, probably also very tired at the same time.
On cloud nine.
Yes.
Well, our Chris Matthews is just across the street at the finish. He's actually got the winner of the half marathon, the women's half marathon, Brady Hutchinson. She is from Pocatello, Idaho. She's got some pretty good times, record times as well. Chris?
That's right. From Pocatello, Idaho, Brady Hutchinson is now joining me live. And I'll tell you what, fans will not believe this, and viewers will not believe this, and runners won't believe it. This is your very first half marathon. You win the thing here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was not expecting to win it, and yeah, it was fun. Besides getting sick, but it happens.
Got sick at the very end, threw up a little bit of that water that you drank along the way. But let me ask you, going down, you had that backwind. Coming back, you had a big, strong headwind. Probably just blew you away.
Yeah, the first half was really awesome. You feel great with the wind pushing you, and then you turn around the corner and you have 4 miles left, and the wind is just in your face. It was a tough finish for sure.
Does it really feel like it's just kind of beating you up each mile you run?
Yeah, exactly. Every mile it just kept getting harder. It felt like the wind kept getting stronger, and you're just like, where's the finish? Where's the finish? But luckily it was only like 4 miles into the wind, so.
People are going to be amazed that you actually won this in your first half marathon. What is it? I mean, do you train? Do you do a lot of training? I know you run for Idaho State, but
yeah, I do a lot of training. I actually am a fifth-year senior, and so I only have outdoor track left in my eligibility. So this cross-country season, instead of having cross-country, I decided to kind of train for the 10K for outdoors, and then me and my coach decided to run the half marathon here, and so that's kind of what we were doing for the fall season.
Well, that's kind of cool that you come to Las Vegas. Give me your impressions of Las Vegas, running under the lights on the world-famous Las Vegas Strip.
Oh, it was so awesome. I don't think you could have much of a better half marathon than this. The lights are awesome. It's nighttime. Everyone's feeling good, and it's a one-of-a-kind experience that not very many people get to do, and so it's pretty awesome.
Now, are you planning on coming back? Was it so much fun that you want to come back and do it again and defend your title?
Yeah, I would love to come back and do it again, and hopefully next time I'll be better prepared, not getting sick at the end, and hopefully I can run a little faster.
All right, well, congratulations once again, Brady Hutchinson from Pocatello, Idaho. She is the winner in her very first half marathon run. She takes the crown. Congratulations. And of course, we're going to come back and visit with the marathon winner on the female side, the very first lady across the line. That's coming up, Cale, and all the stories that are here are just unbelievable. Shauna, Cale, back to you.
Chris, she's making every graduate Bengal from Idaho State University proud tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Small
And she's already talking about beating her time the next time around. Is that what it is, Suzy? I mean, you finish your marathon, you're like, next time, I'm getting ready for the next time.
The great thing about her is she has the makings of a future Olympian because she's not satisfied. She wants more and more and more. So that's just awesome to see.
She's get better and better.
She's a great talent. We got to watch her.
Yeah, keep our eyes on her. Boy, it is just so busy out here. We should just comment that, you are not going to see the strip closed down and this busy except on New Year's Eve. I mean, that's really the only other time you're going to see it this packed.
But these people behind us, a lot of them are accomplishing something.
That's true.
Which probably would not be the case on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Let's get back out on the race course. Our Chris Saldana is right next to the stratosphere. And Chris, how is it?
Oh, it's picking up. It is still going steady. You can see the last group of half marathoners making their way. Look at this. I just get so lucky. This is a group from P.F. Chang's who is running along the route on this half marathon. Earlier we had somebody doing a cartwheel, and now we have a running dragon with the folks from P.F. Chang's. And this is an interesting point where we're at right now, because as this group of half marathoners make their way northbound on the strip, I want to go ahead and have my camera guy pan to the other side. You can see a number of half marathoners who have already ran this route, and now they're making their way to the finish line. So this is where a lot of these groups can kind of give each other the high five and tell each other, hey, congratulations, keep going, keep moving. And we've seen a number of colorful outfits throughout this evening. We've seen a number of folks wearing some Elvis costumes, and there's one right there taking a quick little break, and they're just having a great time out here, folks. Some of them taking a break, coming to stop where we're at, asking us, you know, how much further do we have to go? Unfortunately, we don't know the route, but we just tell them keep going. They pick back up and they keep running. Well, all smiles. We've seen folks asking to give them a shout out from Texas to Tennessee to your neck of the woods, Cale. A lot of folks from Washington State say they're coming down to run in this marathon. So all in all, just a lot of fun for these folks. We've seen some people also running around with baby buggies, making sure that they're having their little ones with them as they make their way down this marathon route. It's still coming, though. If you look down, there's still so many runners who are going to make their way down this route for the half marathon, and we will be here to bring it to you live. Back to you guys.
Chris, we've already seen cartwheelers. Now we've seen a Chinese dragon. Tell me what the weirdest thing you've seen out there yet is.
Oh, so far, I have to say it was that running dragon, and I didn't even prepare for that. Literally, when you guys tossed to me, I got out of the shot, and behind me, I saw that colorful dragon just running behind me. So from a cartwheeler to the running dragon, I'm sure if you stay on us or come back to us a little bit later, something's bound to pop up. This is Las Vegas, and it's night, and the strip is closed. That only gives you a recipe for something fun to happen. Back to you guys.
Yeah, third time's a charm. Let's see what happens the next round. Thanks, Chris.
That's a very good idea to put everyone together in that dragon, because it's teamwork.
Yeah.
You got to keep the pace.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
But you've got this dragon that the wind is taking you away.
Yeah, I'm sure it's difficult to run with that thing. Can't be easy.
Talk about flying away.
Well, don't you think you might cramp out a little bit quicker holding that thing up?
That's what the pace setters do that in the race. They are holding this a stick with the tag on it that says 2 hours, and they'll hold that the whole way.
So that people can pace themselves with that person's pace. I mean, that's normally probably not as difficult, but with this wind, I'm sure they're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure they have that stick down and just trying to get less wind resistance, I think.
We heard from the winner of the half marathon. If you want to then start running a marathon, how much work is involved if you've trained yourself for a half marathon? I mean, it's obviously, is it double the training?
You know what? It really isn't. All you need to do is get in a few really long runs. If you're running 10 miles as your long run, you need to up that to getting in a 20-miler. So you're just going to increase your mileage. Personally, maybe like 3 miles instead. Each workout, just add another 3
miles. 20
miles.
I just can't even imagine it. All right, well, Chris Matthews across the street, he has got another person who has finished the race here. Chris?
Well, thank you. There's so many great stories here in Las Vegas at the half marathon, the full marathon. Here's another great story. Adrienne Neal, who was going to run in the New York City Marathon. Of course, we heard what happened in New York City with Hurricane Sandy. She was going to go run in California, and now here she is in Las Vegas. What brought you here?
So Friday night, Thursday night before I left for California, I got a call from my coach, and he said, rebook your ticket as fast as possible. You need to go to Vegas because California is going to be terrible. So it was last minute. Luckily, Rock and Roll was awesome to work with and let me in right away and just got me moving in the right direction. I'm so thankful to be here.
You were one of those thousands who were going to run in New York until that hurricane came in.
Yeah, it was really heartbreaking in New York. I was there for about 2 hours and they canceled it, but I can definitely understand why. It was a tough situation out there.
You know, a lot of you runners, too, also do some tremendous things. I know a lot of the runners in New York helped out with, giving and giving back and supplies and all that.
Oh, it was awesome out there. You know, everyone did their own thing. Some people ran around Central Park. They left the finish line open so people could take pictures. Someone to Staten Island. It was a great atmosphere out there for everything that happened.
So let me ask you now. So you come to Las Vegas, you land in Las Vegas, you're running this thing, and you finish second. How's that?
You know, it was wonderful. It was absolutely brutal out there. Really, really tough conditions, but thankfully I had Newton to run with. We worked together, went back and forth, and it just came down to probably the last 50 meters.
Was it so difficult, because we've talked to some other marathon runners and half marathon, that every step with that wind in your face was brutal?
Oh my gosh, that last 6 miles, it was a death march. It was tough, straight into the wind. It was brutal.
A death march, that's funny. Let me ask you about running underneath the lights here in Las Vegas with these lights on, with the electricity, the adrenaline.
Oh, the energy out here is phenomenal. The crowds along the strip are just awesome. For how tough it was such an adrenaline rush. It was great.
All right, you coming back next year, maybe?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what it brings. Obviously, New York gave us entries to get back in, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but second place here. Now you got to come back and win the thing here.
That would be amazing.
All right, there she is. Congratulations on your second place finish. So many tremendous stories out here in Las Vegas at the Rock and Roll Marathon, the half marathon. And Cale and Shauna, back to you. We'll have much more right here from the finish line. They're coming across. We'll talk with some pace setters also. Back to you guys.
Chris, thanks.
Some really great stories coming out of this marathon.
And everyone is saying the course was brutal the last stretch with that wind.
Yeah, I bet it was. All right, well, stay with us. We're going to go to break right now, but we're going to have more special coverage coming out of this break of the 2012 Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon.
Live from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. Welcome to the Zappos.com Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2012 Zappos Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Suzy Hamilton, our running expert, three-time Olympian.
That's right. Many world records that you hold. It's an honor to be with you here
Thank you so much. Just trying to stay warm. Can you,
it is freezing out here.
Are we in Vegas?
You're from Wisconsin. This is nothing.
I don't know about that.
You stay in Vegas for a year, and all of that goes out the door. I was
relative.
in Salt Lake before. Yeah, doesn't matter anymore, right? Okay, well, you know, we've got the winner now of our women's full marathon. It is Nuda Olaru. She is from Romania. She was expected to win this marathon. She's one of the elite runners, Suzy.
Right. She looked very strong the entire race. Obviously, the wind did affect her like it did everybody else, but she pulled through really strong and just looked great the whole race.
And this wind has definitely been a factor.
It's nasty. You've heard the word brutal described by a lot of people. Let's head back out on the race course, and fortunately there are plenty of rock and roll stages around that try and take the wind off of the runners' minds. Brian Loftus is he's at the Zappos tent on the strip. Brian.
Hey guys, we got some major rock and roll going here. A little bit hard to hear you. Boy, I gotta tell you, in addition to the rock and roll, we got some big time fire. Gotta say, love the smell of propane.
In the morning and the evening.
Whoa, here we are. And what we have at Las Vegas Boulevard and Stewart is this fire. It's part of this praying mantis that runners get to take a look at. It's a great way to tell them, hey, this is where you turn around and start heading south. How's the experience been for you?
Oh, it's been great. The crowds have been great, and the runners are real excited to see the mantis fire up.
That's a lot of fire, too. How high up are those flames going?
Oh, they're extending about 20 feet from the antenna.
Now, this survived Burning Man, and now here it is in Las Vegas. You can see the runners illuminated under it. And as we look off at the runners, what has been your experience here in Sin City? What have you noticed about the runners? I've seen a heck of a lot of costumes.
Great costumes, lots of good enthusiasm. Everybody's having a great time out there.
Yeah, you got the running Elvi, you got a lot of colorful costumes, a lot of fun people. Every time I'm down there, I seem to get a ton of high fives, so the attitude is definitely very positive.
Yeah, I think the music helps too.
Yeah, you bring the music, you also bring the fire. And can I jump in and maybe start a little fire here? Sure. Okay, what do I do to get a little fire going before I toss it back? How do I do it? Push this red button. Cale, Shauna, this is all I got to do, and you're going to see some fire light up. Here we go, Zappos Rock and Roll Marathon. Woo! There it is.
He's like a little kid.
That's right, in a toy store. That is one large toy, Brian Loftus.
Very nicely done, Brian.
Looks like it's a lot of fun.
Suzy, you caught a peek when we were well, actually, we need to go to Chris Matthews real quick.
Oh, all right, we got him already. Chris.
All right, thank you, guys. We're here with Matt, and he is one of the top runners in the United States. Everybody knows you who's involved in this run right here, but you were a pace setter, probably the most famous pace setter here. You were pacing the guys at 1:30, and you did a terrific job. Talk about that.
It was fun going the pace of 130. I ran 129.50. So
you're a man of your word.
I am. I try to be at least, and it was a lot of fun to just hang out with those guys and run and give them little tips on their form and mechanics. So it was a blast.
I think pace setters are the most selfless people because you guys, you don't worry about personal times out there. You're helping other people trying to get better times. How great is that?
That's awesome to be able to pace people. This is my first time doing it, but I know I'm a competitor, so when I'm on the line, ready to go, I want to win the race. But this time I'm just getting started after the New York City Marathon being canceled. So I'm just getting started. I want to be able to test myself and help others.
Talk about, now you start out with what, about maybe 20, 25 by the time you got to the finish line. How did it dwindle? How did they knock off?
Oh, it was great. I started in the middle of the path, the first corral, and then after that it was about 30 people, got it down to 20, and then 8 of us finished together. So I feel like a lot of people have said thanks for pacing us, so it was a lot of fun.
How much, speaking of fun, how much fun is the Rock and Roll Marathon here in Las Vegas under the lights on the world famous Strip?
Well, this is my second race at night. I did the Athens Olympics in 2004, but this is the first time rock and roll. I love music. I had my Sony Walkman on, and when the band is playing, I had a good time and shake their hands, and everybody's enjoying it and running the strips at night.
Well, everybody seems to have a good time with you. You're having a good time out here. You can be back next year?
Yeah, definitely would love to do it next year, and hopefully tell my wife to come and enjoy me with that. So I had a blast.
Now, do you think you could pace our anchors, Cale and Shauna and Cale? You think you can pace them?
Yeah, if they're up for it, I'll be more than happy to pace you guys. Hang in there. If you never ran, we can make you start with a mile and work your way to 13.1.
See, there you go. He's the guy, and he's a man of his word. He said do it 130. He was there at 150, 129.50. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There he is, one of the top pace setters in the country here at the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Congratulations. Hey, Cale and Shauna, he says he would pace you guys. There you go, a man of his word. You got to take him up on it.
All right, great. Take care.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get trained here, and you really did guess our nickname. We are Shale.
Yeah.
That's our nickname around the station.
I love it when someone signs me up for something that I never agreed to.
I'm in. You're coming with me.
We had to get to Chris there real quick to get the interview, but we were going to talk about, you turned around and just kind of taking in the sights and the sounds and kind of in awe of how packed the strip is behind us.
Right. I mean, you probably don't want to be on the strip right now if you're trying to get from hotel to hotel. Not a good place to be. But the runners, it's so cool up here because we see all the runners coming in. They're so excited. They're high-fiving. These are dreams and journeys they've all been through. This isn't just a race. It's a meaning. Every person has a story, and it's relating to something in their life, whether they're doing it for a loved one or for a special reason.
Lots of special reasons out there.
So
a lot of people trying
lots of tears. You see lots of tears and lots of happiness.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you know, if you're at home, if you're folks at home watching us right now out here and you're thinking about heading out on the roads, we've got Ken Smith up in Chopper 8 to tell you it might not be a good idea, especially if you're heading out to the strip, Ken. Yes.
Yeah, it's a little rough out here this evening here looking down below us. Actually, it's just as bad, if not worse, than it was last year. This is going to be the DI Super Arterial here. I wanted to start out talking about folks here. Earlier, I was recommending people use this as a great way to try to get underneath Las Vegas Boulevard to get from the west side of the valley to the east side of the valley. Well, obviously, that's not the case now. We got a big backup here that stretches almost from Valley View to the west all the way to Paradise to the east. So this is definitely not Paradise. It's traffic chaos, traffic nightmare for all these folks heading eastbound on the arterial past the Wynn Hotel, heading all the way over to the intersection. Not the only area that we're having problems here this evening. If you're going to be making the journey along Koval Lane, this is going to be Koval Lane right around Sands Avenue, and you can see it is just absolute gridlock here. This is kind of the main north and southbound route that runs right behind Las Vegas Boulevard, and you can see very heavy delays in this particular area. Also, I wanted to talk about here the northbound side of Paradise. This is also very heavy conditions here if you're going to be traveling, just trying to make your way over there. I did try to contact Metro via Twitter to let them know that they might want to come out here and start doing a little bit of traffic control. This seems to be one of the hottest intersections, Paradise, right at DI Arterial, where all this traffic seems to be backing up. So far, I don't see any police officers down there directing traffic, but they're kind of obviously stretched a little bit thin with all the activity going on Las Vegas Boulevard. Spring Mountain also very bad as well, trying to make your way over by the area of TI area. You're going to find very heavy delays here. All these folks here maybe not realizing that, hey, you cannot cross Las Vegas Boulevard at Spring Mountain. So then they're being turned around or going into the Fashion Show Mall, which is not helping matters as well. The southern end of the strip, you're going to find Frank Sinatra mess and all these areas around here. Just a tough go. Until this marathon is over, I would not recommend leaving the house. Just stay at home. Watch the marathon right here on Channel 8. Cale and Shauna, at least the marathoners, they have a free passage along the strip. We'll send it back downstairs to you.
All right, thanks, Ken. It really is an absolute mess out there. You know, my in-laws are here from Minnesota for a medical conference.
Yes.
They were not expecting this. This is a little bit of New Year's Eve, a little bit early this year.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy out here.
This is the one time when it's better to be a runner than it is to be in a car.
Exactly.
You can get from point A to point B quicker. Let's get back down to the finish line. Chris Matthews continues to work diligently for us, getting interviews with all of the winners. Chris.
Well, we got the women's full marathon winner. Here she is, Nuta Alaro, and from Romania, and congratulations, nice run, and talk a little bit about running here in Las Vegas today.
Thank you very much. It's tough course today. It's tough because it's strong windy, but I'm happy because I won, and this is my dream. And I like Las Vegas. I like this competition because last part it's dark.
And how fun was it running underneath the lights on the world famous Las Vegas Strip with all the energy, the excitement?
Yeah. I like running dark after dark weather. And yeah, it's a lot of fun here.
Now, now when you were running against the wind coming back here, was it just beating you up, that wind?
Yes, it's strong wind. It's tough for me because I don't feel great. I have a pain in my leg. I have a big cramp, and I keep going. And I say, okay, I need one this race.
Well, congratulations, nice job. Are you going to come back next year and defend your title?
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
All right, there she is, the winner of the full marathon, who says she'll be back next year to defend that title. Hopefully she will be, and hopefully she'll win again. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chris. You know, she was mentioning the wind. We've been talking about that all night. I have to mention that Nuta is 42 years old. I mean, I am in awe of this woman. Absolutely amazing.
You were my hero until we just met her. I mean,
Nuta. She's my hero.
She's got a PR of 2:24. I mean, that's pretty incredible for a female.
We only get better with age.
Yes,
really.
Like fine wine.
Exactly.
And with that, we got to go to a break. We're going to be right back with more live coverage of the 2012 Zappos Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Stay with us.
Good evening, everyone. We have some special coverage here tonight of the 2012 Rock and Roll Marathon. I'm Shauna Khorrami. We've got Cale, Ramaker, Miss Suzy Hamilton, three-time Olympian, multiple record setter.
Multiple, yes.
Many records have been set by this amazing woman sitting next to us here tonight.
I love to run, but I really enjoy watching these runners cross the finish line and high-fiving everybody, their arms up. They're still crossing. I mean, 30,000 runners here in Vegas.
And this is going to continue to go on for several more hours. Very impressive turnout. 32,000 runners, and doing it under the lights, the spectacle of the strip, the finish line right here in front of the Mirage. It is a sight to behold.
Cale, you get a look at some of these folks as they're crossing the finish line here, and I love to watch their faces, the expressions on their faces, because you get some good ones, Suzy.
I was at the expo this weekend for the marathon, and I met a gentleman who was running 68 marathons.
My goodness.
And he was in his 70s.
He's a career marathoner.
Yeah, I mean, those are good stories.
All right, let's get back out on the actual race course. Sherry Swensk, she's done with the weddings, and now she's just she's your average marathon reporter. Sherry.
Okay, run with me. I found a butterfly. Yes. Where are you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Okay, so this is perfect weather for butterflies to run.
It certainly is. We're being blown in the wind.
So what do you think so far? Oh, I like your buddy over here. He's got a great outfit.
Hey.
Do you do a lot of marathons?
2 a year.
2 a year. How do you like the rock and roll marathon?
They're great.
Really?
The music by the mile is awesome.
The music's great. We've got the Beach Boys playing. So what do you think about the wind?
The wind is a little crazy, but it won't keep Team Challenge down.
All right, go Team Challenge, go! All right, Butterfly and Mohawk, they're off in the wind. As you can see, we're out on the street now, and it's getting a little thin, but spirits are still very high, kind of like the wind. A lot of the runners have thinned out. They're not nearly as many in the big pack as were just a few minutes ago, but everybody's still, oh, absolutely. Everybody's still going to make the course, and they're going to make the finish line. So we're just cheering everybody on, as you can see, Shauna and Cale. There's a lot more pavement than there are runners here in front of the New York. All right. Are you going to make it all the way to the end?
I'm going to be dead last, but I'm going to make it.
That is the spirit of a marathoner if I've ever heard one. Where are you from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, you keep going. What's your name?
Andy.
All right, Andy. You go for it, Andy. Go, go, go. All right, there's still a cheering crowd. We got folks lined up. We've got Metro doing their figure eights here on the course. And you know what? That's all. The whole spirit of a marathon is you just never give up. Never say die, right? And, wow. The course motorcyclists are out here rolling with the folks towards the end. There are going to be people probably on the course for several more hours, I would venture to guess, and the wind is going to help push them along. Shauna, Cale, back to you. It's starting to get just a little cool out here now on the boulevard.
It's definitely cooling down, Sherry, and hopefully they help get pushed along with the wind rather than the wind pushing against them.
I doubt that's going to happen, though.
But, you know, this year's winner of the men's full marathon is Jonathan Nambuki, we've mentioned, and our second place winner of the half marathon, also, Jonathan's from Kenya. Our second place winner is also from Kenya, Francis, I don't want to say it incorrectly, but Mandu. He's also from Kenya. Last year's full marathon winner, Peter Omei, is also from Kenya. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier on. A lot of great runners come out of Kenya. Is there a method to this?
They're keeping this tradition going, aren't they?
Yeah.
But you know what? In Kenya, a lot of these kids, when they're very young, they'll run to school, which might be 4 or 6 miles away. I've even heard of young Kenyan runners that would run to school 10 miles and run back. So the amount of running that they're doing at such a young age, and, the training, you know, we, as young kids, we are not doing that. But it's amazing, their work ethic and the drive, and it's only helped American distance running to get better and better.
They always seem to have such a positive attitude, too.
Yes.
You know, I love to hear those interviews. They're so positive about everything.
Right, very appreciative of everything that they've been given when they come over to the States and are treated like royalty, because the Rock and Roll Marathon, they treat all their elites in such a unique, special way that they are very special. They are royalty.
Well, they've kind of become the elite country in long distance running the last couple of decades. We want to go back out on the race course, go back to the stratosphere where Chris Saldana.
Let's see what he has for us this time. Fireworks, maybe,
you know
Chris?
What,
I don't know.
I was hoping for something, but it doesn't seem like the third time's a charm. But I can tell you, this group of half marathon runners, they're just having so much fun. And I want to get out of the shot now so you can just see how they're coming down. Some of them, before they even get to us, they just start cheering. I'm going to try to stop them and see where they're from. Wait a minute, where are you from? You're so energetic. You're jumping for me. You're from here. What's your name and what made you, okay, wait, give me a chance. What made you run for this half marathon? What made you want to do this?
My first one ever.
Okay, we had somebody do a cartwheel. We had a running dragon. What can you do for us?
Dance.
Show me, break it down. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, thanks so much. These are some of the people we're having. Where are you ladies from?
We're from LA, and we're running Las Vegas because we went to New York to run the marathon, and we couldn't run the marathon, so we came to Las Vegas.
Well, we welcome you back next year. Maybe you'll do New York, but come back to Las Vegas and let LA know that we got a lot going on here as well.
This is an awesome race compared to last year. I got to tell you, they stepped it up. It's amazing, and I'm telling everybody.
So you were here last year as well.
We were.
This is our fifth one, and this is the best one by far.
We'll get to running because you got a time to make, don't you? All right, thanks so much. There you see a lot of folks just having a great time. And before, we had the intense runners. You know, when this all started, they were running for time, and it just seemed seems now that these folks are just running to have a good time, which is what the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon is all about. So I didn't get somebody to do a cartwheel. I didn't get a running dragon this time, but I got somebody to dance for me, and I also got some people who were supposed to be in New York for their marathon, but instead chose to come to Las Vegas, and I've been doing this one for years and say, this year's seems to be the best. Shauna and Cale, back to you.
Yeah, you know what? We love that, Chris. We love that we're here able to welcome those folks in New York who weren't able to run the New York Marathon because of Sandy.
Right.
You know, to come here and be able to join us here. It's a real honor to have them here.
400 runners that are in this that couldn't run in New York. Suzy, I want to ask you about, you know, we got all these 19 rock and roll stages. We have even more water stations.
Right.
The water and the cramping when you're long distance running. What's the balance there?
Well, you know, Vegas here, very dry. You really need to hydrate extra more than you do in the other races. But it's really, really important, especially when you're halfway through the marathon. If you have not been drinking, you're going to have effects. You're going to be dehydrated. You may be running to the restrooms all the time because you're so dehydrated. So it's so important to get a lot of fluids in you, and especially some Gatorade during the race to get the sugars in you.
Yeah.
If you drink too much water, though, then
that's what I was going to say. Do you have to go to the bathroom, maybe?
You don't, because you sweat. Do you know how much water you're sweating when you're running? So no.
It's getting rid of all of it for you.
You're just sweating it out.
All the toxins and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to talk about a little bit about, you know, we're seeing everybody finish the race little by little. What's going on in the next couple of days for these runners, especially those elite runners? You know, they've got some serious after effects in the upcoming days.
Well, the elite runners especially, they will be out running tomorrow. They'll do a long run just to get all the lactic acid out. I myself, the day after, I take it off. I'll take a couple days off. Most of the people will be back out there running. They're addicted. Runners, we're a different
Unbelievable.
breed. We're a different breed, yeah.
Now,
run a marathon and do some more running, why not?
But here, the challenge is, you know, there's 2 after parties at clubs
and
here.
They will go.
It's Vegas, right?
They will go, yes.
Boy, I don't know. I'd be pretty pooped after.
If you go out to the restaurants, people will be eating hot fudge sundaes and drinking beer and just really living it up. They deserve it.
They certainly deserve it. All right.
We deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Party at your own risk tonight.
Exactly.
So I guess we're going to head out to Brian Loftus right now. He's out at the Zappos tent on Stewart in Las Vegas. He was with a praying mantis earlier. What are you doing right now, Bri?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run the .1 right here. You have people doing 26 miles, 13 miles. I'm going to go ahead and take a little jog here. Whew. That's about all I got right now. You can see the runners. They're pumped up. A lot of waving going on, a lot of high fives. Here is Las Vegas on this night. I'm getting reverse high fives. We got flags. We got costumes. We have running Elvi. All kinds of fun. And the runners just keep coming right around the bend here at Boulevard and Stewart. Now, not everybody's running. Some people are doing a little bit of supporting. Now, you are not only 8 News Now morning viewers, but you have somebody you're supporting. Who is it?
That's my wife, Tammy, his mother, and also a few Canyon Ridge church members. A few of the pastors are in this as well. And we're just out here to, you know, support them.
Okay, now what do you do when your mom runs by? What do you do to really let her know that you're behind her?
I just really yell out yay mom or something.
Yay mom is all you need to do to give her a little support. And hey, thanks for watching in the morning.
Oh, no problem at all.
In case you don't join us every day on 8 News Now with Cale and Shauna, Sherry, Ken, we're on in the morning, 4 to 7 a.m. They tune in every day about 5:30. And the runners keep mowing right through here, 25,000 up to 30,000. And I'll tell you what, the attitude, the energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm, you feel it here, don't you?
Definitely, definitely.
Could you say back to Cale and Shauna, please?
Back to
Cale and Shauna.
That would be us, Brian Valdon.
We'll take it.
We've got to take another quick break, but more live coverage coming up right after this.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Las Vegas Half Marathon. I'm Suzy Favor-Hamilton.
I'm Cale Ramaker.
And I'm Shauna Khorrami. We've been having a pretty rockin' time, actually. I'd say it's appropriately named the Rock and Roll Marathon. We're going to get out to our own Chris Matthews. He is just across the street. He's been at the finish line all night long, and he's got one of the winners of the women's half marathon, Chris.
Well, yeah, there's so many great stories here at the Las Vegas Marathon, the half and the full marathon. You can see as they make their way, these are the half marathoners, as they make their way across the finish line here. We're now at 2:07, but I'm visiting now with one gal. Here's Paige Biglin, who finished at 1 hour and what was it, 21 minutes?
Just under 120 tonight.
Just under 120. Well, congratulations, but not close to a personal best, because as you were saying, man, that headwind was tough, wasn't it?
It was character building. As my dad calls, I used a few special golf words to get me through it. A few, yeah.
Well, you're so tiny that it was probably carrying you off the ground a little bit, wasn't it?
I'm a sailboat in the wind. On the way out, it was like floating. If this was a point-to-point course, oh, records would have been broken, but I'm a sailboat. On the way back, it was just like running through quicksand. I just fought.
Fought all the way and finished second behind the first place finisher, but also talk about why you're here for Team Challenge.
I am. My sister is the team manager for Oklahoma, the whole state of Oklahoma. She brought 13 people here tonight, along with the 2 little girls that they are raising money personally for. The one little girl is 10 and has Crohn's disease. So we chatted with her beforehand, before going to the starting line and running tonight. So I have that little tiny personal connection to Crohn's and colitis, so I was really excited to run well here tonight.
Now you're from Columbus, Ohio, or from Ohio. Now last year you came here and ran.
I did.
This year you're back.
I am. I came back. I had a great time last year. Came back tonight. Hope to improve my time, and I did, but I improved my place a lot more. So I was thrilled. I was thrilled.
That's what you said last year. You finished 20-something. This year second.
Exactly 20-something. I don't even remember what it was, because it wasn't good enough, so I came back. I couldn't believe I was running in second the whole way. I felt so defensive, and when I got to that last stretch, knowing that I was going to finish in second here.
So wonderful. There's so many great stories here in Las Vegas, with all you guys coming from all the states and from internationally as well. Exactly. But talk a little bit about running down the world-famous strip under the lights with this enthusiasm, the energy, adrenaline.
Exactly. It was amazing. I kept having to remind myself, look up. They closed down the streets for us tonight so we could do this, so people could come together and run for a cause, and just run for health, and just to be together running peacefully tonight. It's amazing. It's
all right.
Amazing. Thank
well, congratulations. I know you got to run and get to the awards ceremony. You got a check coming, so congratulations. Cale and Shauna, back to you guys up there on the stand.
There it is again. We'll take Shale. I think we're going to take that name. We really got to just go public with that.
Yes.
You couldn't have a better spokesperson for this marathon than who we just heard from.
She was so elated. It was wonderful.
She's just so excited.
She's the face of rock and roll.
Yeah. I love it. All right, well, again, here, we do want to mention again that this is all to benefit the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. She mentioned running for a cause. We've got Team Challenge out here, about 1,100 runners running for Crohn's and colitis. They've raised $4 million so far, just this marathon alone.
And over the 4 years that they've been involved as a charity, almost $14 million raised over 4 years. So a wonderful effort by everybody. And as you can continue to hear and see in the background, the wind, a real problem out here. Unfortunately, our Ken Smith is in Chopper 8.
Getting blown around.
I can only imagine how choppy it is up there, Ken.
Yeah, if you ever want to know what it was like to be a human ping pong, that would be me up here at Chopper 8. And I have to give credit to my pilot here this evening, who's been doing his best to keep things as steady as possible. Peter up here working really hard here today. We're taking a look down here below us. They're having a lot of fun, though, down below us at Las Vegas Boulevard and Stewart there, the Praying Mantis. I know Brian's been showing this a lot, and very cool perspective here from Chopper 8 showing you the activity. You know, another neat thing, of course, that is a little bit different this year is the fact that all the runners get to run through the Fremont Street Experience, literally right underneath the canopy, which is kind of cool. And we can kind of sneak in and look a little bit there underneath there. We can't see too far in there, but some of the runners there are actually coming in and out of the Fremont Street Experience and the East Fremont Street Experience. You know, keep in mind that the downtown area pretty much all sealed off right now, with runners kind of meandering around 10th Street, Bridger, Clark, all these streets around Stewart Avenue. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on heading anywhere down here here for the foreseeable future as runners continue to meander through the area. Traffic-wise, obviously, we still have major gridlock conditions, you know, for folks trying to get into and out of the Las Vegas Strip. One thing I didn't mention earlier is that Industrial, northbound Industrial, is backed up for a good couple of miles from before the DI Arterial all the way to Sahara, and this is Sahara right here at I-15. You can see where police are trying to direct traffic. Got heavy delays there on Sahara where traffic's being forced to turn around and or get on Industrial where we have all those heavy delays. So we'll continue to follow both traffic and of course the marathon runners here all the way up till 7 o'clock tonight here. Been having a lot of fun. This is your human ping pong ball here, Ken Smith, sitting it back downstairs to Cale and Shauna bouncing around up here.
All right, Ken.
Gosh, it is just a disaster out there, though. I would hate to be out on the roads right now.
Ken's live shots brought to you by Pepto-Bismol tonight, I guess, right?
I think he's feeling very good right now.
Suzy Hamilton, your husband is running in the half marathon, and he texted you right at the start of the race, but you haven't heard from
Mark, where are you, Mark?
I have
we
no
know
idea.
You're out there.
I have no idea. I think that wind would be pretty tough. I know it would be for me, but my advice was draft behind somebody. Find somebody you can
a big body.
A big body.
Yeah.
Let them do the work.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we want to just recap real fast here. We do have winners for the full, the male and the female marathon. We have Jonathan Nambuki from Kenya. He has won the men's marathon here, and we've been mentioning just incredible times coming from him. And we just spoke to the woman from, I believe, from Romania.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nutu Alura.
Nuta Aluru.
And she's an incredible story. She won the full marathon at the age of 42.
She's pretty much our hero here.
Yes, yes.
Nuta is. So Nuta Aluru, she's got a pretty amazing PR, 2 hours and 24 minutes, her personal record there. Just incredible. She has placed #1 here in the Rock and Roll Marathon for 2012 for women. And again, yeah, 42 years old. I love to hear stories like that. Just reminds you that it is never too late.
And it's interesting, all the runners that they've interviewed, all of our winners, first, second, third place, they've all been commenting on that same issue, the wind, how tough it was. And these are elite athletes.
She mentioned she was in some pain.
Yeah, and they train really, really hard. And for them to be in extreme pain because of all this wind.
And you've talked about how dedicated and obsessed marathon runners are. Nuta is from Romania, but if you look at her bio, she's running San Antonio, St. Louis, Denver, Chicago, and she lives in Romania. That's
travels.
Wow.
That's a lot of red-eye flying across the Atlantic.
That is a lot of running.
All right. Well, right now we're going to head up to a break, but we'll be right back after the break with more special coverage of the 2012 Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All that is real. I run for your mother, your sister, your wife. I run for...
Welcome back to our special coverage of the 2012 Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon, where we are definitely rocking it out tonight. We're having so much fun. It's been really, really great. It's our first year, Cale and I, doing this, so we've just been having a blast.
It is a great time. A live look at the strip. You see runners in both directions there from Chopper 8, and we're joined by Scott Dickey, the Chief Executive Officer of the competitor group, the race company that puts this on. How's it going tonight?
It's great. We're having some fun. We're rocking the strip, no question about it.
Rocking the strip.
You were actually out at one of the water areas. Were you handing out water to the folks?
I left the start line a little early, and I ran down to mile 3, and so I was at one of the first water stations handing out Gatorade and just having a great time, just thanking the runners for coming out.
That's awesome. Weirdest runner that you've seen so far? I want to know, like, costume-wise. We've seen some really great costumes out there.
Well, there are a couple costumes I'm not sure are appropriate for live television.
It's a family show, Scott. It's a family show.
Probably because they weren't costumes. They probably weren't.
It was very thematic. Strip at night. Strip at night.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that hashtag. Strip at night. Strip at night. Don't literally strip. We're on the strip, folks. That's
great.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Just the beauty of it is, people are having fun. The weather's great. It's a little windy, but the temperature's perfect. And we raised over $4 million for Crohn's and Colitis Foundation today.
Yeah.
How hard is it to shut the strip down?
It's pretty complicated, because everybody knows it's not easy.
Yeah, this only happens on New Year's Eve, so.
Yeah, and we're the only other event, right? And that's more for, for other issues when they close on a strip on New Year's Eve. This is about health and wellness and partying at the same time. Great partnerships with MGM, Venetian Palazzo, Wynn Encore, Caesars Harrah's, great partners, City of Las Vegas, Clark County. We've been really, really lucky. This is a public-private partnership to make this happen, and we're going to make it the biggest race in the world. We're going to get there. 30,000 this year, but we're going to get this thing the biggest race in the world.
Yeah, last year we were at 40,000, and I think what's really cool, again, is that, of course, we are in Vegas, so we have to do it Vegas style. We've got the lights out. It's at night, which is really unique.
It's a bucket list event for any runner around the world, right, Suzy? Around the world.
Everybody needs to participate.
You just wouldn't have the feel that you do if you did this during the day out here.
Las Vegas is a great city for a race no matter what, right? It's flat, it's fast. Weather in the month of December is perfect, but you put it at night, you can't replicate that anywhere in the world.
Scott, we appreciate all the great work you guys do. This is your last race of all of the ones you put on around the world, so congratulations on a great year, and we'll look forward to next year. You heard it here first. He's going to make this the biggest in the world.
Biggest in the world.
That's awesome. Damn right.
That's right. All right. Well, we're going to head back out to the ground across the street at the finish line. Chris Matthews has got something exciting going on, I'm sure. Something exciting.
Hey, there's always something going on here at the Las Vegas Marathon, isn't there? Here on the Strip, of course, at the finish line, something big has happened. About 1,000 runners, maybe a little bit more than 1,000 runners. They have Team Challenge jerseys on. Here to talk about it is the president of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Here is Richard Geswell. And Richard, what a great charity, a great cause. What a great, just phenomenal, really, what you guys do.
It's really unbelievable. We have about 1,000 people in the event, a little over that. We had last night about 2,000 people at our pasta party. About 40% of our runners actually have Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. This is a huge victory for them to be able to do 13.1 miles, whether they walk it or run it, whatever they do. I mean, they're overcoming a serious disease that oftentimes debilitates people where they can't even leave their house. And they're out here running for a great cause, raising over $4 million for this event alone.
You look around here, you can see a yellow jersey an orange jersey over here. You see them, they are just scattered around here.
They're all over the place, and they'll walk. You'll see them come in last. You'll see them come in 16th. They go end to end. It's just an amazing group of people who care so much about our cause. It's incredible.
Final question. This is the designated charity for the Rock and Roll Marathon. Do you continue that association?
Absolutely. We'll be here for at least another 5 years. We've been here for 4. We've raised over $15 million in those 4 years. This year, $4 million alone, and we expect to break that $20 million barrier by the time we're done for research and patient education.
All right, great job. Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate it.
You bet. There he is, Richard. Of course, so many wonderful stories here. And the Rock and Roll Marathon will continue next year. In fact, Richard ran last year, he said, in the half marathon. And here he is back running this whole thing as a national president. So there's so many great stories. We'll say goodbye to Richard here. In fact, Cale and Shauna, got the names right this time. This is our last appearance from the, from the finish line because we're running out of time. But it's been so much fun. Back to you guys on the stage.
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
Oh, and I think our camera's moving.
Oh, there it goes. Sorry, Shauna.
Hey, come back over here.
Hey, let's go back to Chris Saldana, who's as we take a beautiful view from Chopper 8. Chris Saldana, right down below. He's at the stratosphere. Chris.
Right by the stratosphere, and you can see the runners. They're still coming non-stop. It is a sea of runners. A lot of them coming our way once they see the cameras on. A lot of them giving us some cheers and some shout-outs. We have seen a number of colorful outfits as well. These folks say that they've just been having a good time. We saw one lady, actually, who was running, and you know those big old yard beverage holders that they sell at a number of strip properties? Well, we were asking her, hey, wait a minute, is that full of water? She says, I actually went out for a drink and somehow got stuck running a half marathon, but she was a good sport about it. So it is a lot of energy out here this evening, and some of these runners, they say they're here with their friends and family. This is the first time that they've been to Vegas, and after tonight's experience, they say they definitely will be back. We asked them about the wind, and a lot of them say, yeah, the wind is a factor, but when you're running with friends and family, you forget about the wind and just have a good time. As I was telling you earlier, those die-hard runners, which were the first of the elite class, well, they're already done with this race. So this group is the one that is just here to have a good time and have some fun. My camera guy and I were talking, thinking, thinking, you know what? I bet 12 miles wouldn't even seem like 12 miles if you're in a good group, and it seems like that's what these folks are doing here. The shirt of the night, I have to tell you, WTF. Not what you're thinking. It stands for, where's the finish line? Shauna and Cale, back to you.
All right, Chris, thanks.
We love it. All right, we got to just mention real fast here behind us, absolutely impossible to move on the sidewalk of the strip near the finish line. I mean, it is completely jam-packed behind us. You can't even walk through.
A lot of spectators here at the finish line. Brian Loftus out on the course near the Zappos tent. Brian, hello.
Hey guys, here we are. We're in the middle of the runners here, and they're having a blast. Some look a little sore, but for the most part, they're doing well. How you guys feeling right now?
Great.
Just a little bit of a chuckle there. How are you feeling?
Great.
She said great. That's positive. And how are you?
Good.
Okay, good, great. These are excellent terms. I don't know if they're all being fully honest. Some look like they're a little challenged, but there's some smiles right there. There's a lot of smiles. Now, if we go about 700 feet up in the air over the valley, my buddy Ken Smith is just hanging out. Ken?
Hey there, traffic partner. Right now we're down here. We're looking down here rather from 700 feet up here, bouncing around. We're looking at one of the spots here. They got the big mat here down below us. It's on southbound Las Vegas Boulevard, about a mile before the finish line here, and you can see where this is where you get a lot of the pictures taken for all the marathoners. Are kind of posing, throwing their hands up in the air, definitely having a lot of fun. Now they're having all the fun. Meanwhile, the other folks here, the commuters or drivers, if you will, trying to make their way across the strip, are still having a tough time of it here. This is the DI Super Arterial. All these folks still heading eastbound, still rotting in traffic. Same story on Spring Mountain. Koval lanes backed up northbound and southbound. Northbound Paradise between Flamingo and the DI Arterial, and northbound Industrial also a bit of a rough go tonight. So traffic conditions are going to stay bad until the strip reopens. Most of the strip should reopen right about 10 o'clock tonight after all the runners and they start removing all the barricades. That's the latest from up here. It's been fun in spite of the winds. Cale and Shauna, we'll see you back on tomorrow morning. We'll send it back downstairs to you.
All right, Ken, nicely done. Thank you very much. We are back here as we're going to wrap things up. Suzy Hamilton, three-time Olympian, and your husband has finished.
He finished. I got the text.
And it said
he's
done.
Just done.
Done. Finished.
End of story.
He's probably got one of those expressions that we were watching on the screen earlier of all the folks that are passing by. All right. Well, I do want to mention real fast here that we do have winners for the full marathon, the men and the women's full marathon. Jonathan Nambuki from Kenya has won the men's full marathon, and Nudu, I hope I'm saying that right, Natu Olaru of Romania, she has won the women's full marathon.
And we're going to be out, we're going to be going off the air, but these runners are going to be out here, Suzy, for at least a couple more hours, as we had 36 waves of runners leaving for the half marathon, the 13.1 miles. As we wrap things up here, get your thoughts from someone who competed most of her life as a professional runner.
I think the Las Vegas Marathon was a true success this year. 30,000 people, the energy, the crowd, everybody is alive and ready to continue partying on into the night. Just a fantastic event. If you aren't participating, you know what you will be doing next year.
It has been so exciting. Yeah, absolutely. It's the energy out here is incredible, and it really is a tribute to us, to our Las Vegas area here.
You saw that when we took the shot there from Chopper 8 of the finish line, there's actually two. The small one on the right were still the marathon runners. They're still out there. You see there on the right, and then on the left, those would be the half marathon runners there.
A lot more of the halves out there still.
Because the women dominate the half. We are 70% of women coming in.
Right.
Women power.
We're doing it well.
Whoa.
We're doing it well.
Well, I'm squeezed in here between both of you, so I would agree with that.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun here. And again, it is quite packed out there. If you're heading out to the strip, make sure that you check the traffic before you head out there, because it is just jam-packed.
Been a delight to work with both of you.
It's been so much fun, you guys. We've had a blast. Thanks for joining us for the 2012 Rock and Roll Marathon.
We will do it again next year.